He averaged 2.2 blocks a game, 8.2 rebounds, and the Spurs had a defensive rating of just 108.1, second in the Western Conference over that span. The Spurs get back to work tonight as they welcome Oklahoma City into the Frost Center. Tip is set for 8:30. It's going to be fun. The trade deadline is coming fast. It's Thursday. Lots of big pieces are starting to move. The Memphis Grizzlies have forwarded Jared Jackson and multiple players to the Utah Jazz for multiple players and 3 future first-round picks. Stay with San Antonio Sports Star all day long for NBA trade deadline news. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Live from AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row in San Francisco with coverage leading up to Sunday's big game. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I don't hear anything.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing? It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm your old pal, AJ. And look there. Look there on the screen.
What is that?
Only
look deep into my eye.
Look into his eye.
What
in
kind of shirt is
San
that?
Francisco, California.
This
It's
is what
Mr. Rob Thompson. Good morning, Robert.
Oh, man. Look
Good
at those
morning.
eyes.
look. This is what an hour and a half, 2 hours of sleep looks like right here. This is.
Wow.
It's not a pretty sight, kids. You don't want
Man.
this.
Visine won't fix that.
No, that's the Visine.
I know
We need
Rob.
some kind of industrial solvent for this.
I know Rob didn't sleep enough because he showed up to work wearing a burnt orange shirt.
Is that how it's coming across?
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yep. That's what we see here on the
Don't
screen.
adjust your sets.
Hold
That
on.
is
I'm adjusting the color to make it look more.
Please
that
do.
is burnt
Make this-
orange.
Turn this brown.
Uh-huh.
Man, I leave the state for a couple days. Good morning, AJ. How are you this fine?
I'm all
fine
right,
Wednesday
Rob.
morning?
I'm all right. It's a balmy 50 degrees here today. What's it like over there in San Francisco?
We've been warmer than you guys. It's the best weather I've had here in San Francisco in probably 3 visits. Clear blue skies. It cools off in the evening, but high of about 60. So it's really been nice. So
Not too
this morning-
shabby.
yeah, hard to complain. So
All right.
fantastic weather in the Bay Area.
Well, let's talk about the party. Let's
yawn,
start-
man! What an utter letdown.
Yeah.
An utter absolute. And I don't blame EA Sports because their hosts, they were the host site. Now they don't put on the party. That's the host committee. So I'm not mad at EA, but I know what's going on at that EA location. I know the things that are behind the doors that would have been so cool for everybody to go see and play with. This has nothing to do with EA, but when normally you arrive for the media party, the city itself puts on a big thing, and they have the best restaurants and they take you to the best place and it's good food. Last night at the media party, we were fed from the company canteen. Just
Whoa.
like sliders, and they had some crab stuff, but nothing fancy. They had a couple of bars, but that was it. Of course, the lines were 20 deep.
Oh.
Only 2 rooms open. They had maybe three or 4 total Madden setups or video game setups to play Madden. That was at 4, and there were probably 3,000 people there. And that was it, brother. That was it. There was no going around checking out the mocap room, no going and seeing all the other stuff that they used to make all the cool video games. Nothing.
Man.
We were there a total of, I'd say, 45 minutes.
What?
We kept waiting for him to open something up. Like, is this really it?
How far
Is
away was this from? Like, how far did you guys have to go to get there?
An hour and a half. An hour and a half by bus.
And you stayed for 45 minutes?
It was worth the $80 Uber to get out of there.
Oh, wow. Man, that is that's disappointing.
It was absolutely, so it ruined the whole night. So we went back and we've, as is customary, whenever the San Antonio Sports Star crew travels, whomever is part of the crew, we go and find the dirtiest dive bar we can possible, close to our wherever we're staying, and we found one. So I went back and had a drink at the St. Mary's pub and went home. I was home by 9:30.
Oh, why are you so tired? Why?
Well, that's 11:30 your time. But
okay.
So,
well, and then
I'm a little late. But no, I was actually joking. I'm not that tired, man. Today's going to be. We're hitting the ground running. The last 2 days have been kind of slow and gathering momentum. Today going to be a busy one. So I made sure I got plenty of rest, and we're gonna go full force into the Super Bowl madness.
I saw we've got some things scheduled for later on today after the show.
We do. We're going to get some good ones today, and I expect to be able to grab a few more tomorrow for today or tomorrow. So we're really going to pick things up. This other stuff, that was all prequel, man. We're just kind of juicing things up. But seriously, as is typical, Wednesday's a juice up day on the Radio Row. So I do expect it to be busy. So I got my rest for you, AJ, and for our many listeners, because I have to now bring it as part of a show that is the 18th best.
Oh, stop, Rob.
In all the Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah.
So I have to bring the 18th. Yeah. Well, actually, you know what I got to do, AJ? You know what I'm going to do for you today?
What are you going to do?
I'm bringing 17th best effort.
That's what they do in Portland on the Dirt Show.
I'm bringing in 17th best. I'm doing one better than I've ever done.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. There's only one way for us to rise up.
Well, I hope you do the same.
I mean, I'll do my best.
I expect nothing less. You've been carbo loading?
I mean, technically, I've been doing like the 12th best work, and I'm just trying to. We're dealing with your average. So,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah. If you keep picking it up, trust me, the tide will raise.
Oh, you think so? It's me that brought us.
Oh,
down.
absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah.
And where am I sitting?
Oh, I mean, we'll talk about it off the air. I don't want to. I don't want to put a number on it right now.
I'm just saying, Anyway,
yeah.
Did you get it? At what point did all of the trades start happening last night? Because we were all in a big room together, and you could tell everybody kept grabbing their phones because I'm surrounded with a bunch of nerds like me, and it was the Twitter started popping, but I couldn't tell what was the first domino. Was it Jaren Jackson, or was it
Jaren Jackson was the first one I saw, and. Honestly, like some of the what I'll get notifications for or from is Underdog. Like they for whatever reason, that app throws out like really fast breaking news.
Is it because they got money on specific games?
Maybe so, but it's like Jaren Jackson traded to the Jazz. I was like, what?
Which astounding. That was I saw a lot of things happening yesterday. I thought they were, of all the dudes in Memphis that had probably found a place to play forever, it was going to be Jaren Jackson, and nope, gone.
Yeah, what a weird spot as a rebuilding Grizzlies send to a rebuilding Jazz. It didn't make a lot of sense. Usually the good thing is if you're a really good player on a bad team, you will usually end up, if you're traded at the deadline, you'll usually end up in a place where you've got a chance to compete. And this is the rare situation where like a team's like, we got to get out of this fire, and you're in probably a worse situation. But now the thought is that the Utah really, they've done this for 4 years. They want to fully rebuild, and they think Markkanen, Keontae George, Walker Kessler, and now Jaren Jackson gives them enough of a core to be good. And it is a good core.
Yeah. And I know you don't like him, but Ace Bailey is going to grow into a pro.
Yeah, I think
know you don't like
him.
I mean, he's probably overdrafted, but he's going to grow into a pro. We've seen it. So, no, I think that was a great move. Danny Ainge plays chess while others are playing checkers. So I trust for the most part, Danny's been pretty accurate throughout his career. So this looks like the team he's been chasing, and he's got all three levels. He's got a player now. He's got a mobile post that blocks shots. He's got a wing three that can hit, and he's got an attacking guard in Keontae. So you got three levels of scoring. And you got an Ace Bailey who can handle a couple of different levels. I think Utah is now, at least not this year, but in the very near future, going to be a player.
And Memphis walks away. I mean, it's full-blown rebuild now.
Yeah.
They're continuing to try and get Ja Morant out of there. Haven't been able to do that yet. But Memphis now currently sitting on 12 first-round picks over the next 7 seasons. which is it's only behind Oklahoma City and Brooklyn. Yes, Oklahoma City still has more picks than that over the next 7 years. But because Memphis got all those picks in the Desmond Bane trade,
right?
Now getting a bunch here. So Memphis looking to rebuild through the draft, or at least with draft picks. Who knows if that's their long-term plan? But this is Memphis is bottoming out. Apparently, they've decided and it's funny because it wasn't that long ago that they were knocking on the door, if you remember.
Well, once they traded Bane last summer, they were signifying that they had put together a team that just didn't fit together.
I think that's right. Well, and I also think,
would you call Zach Edey a bust?
No, because I had no expectations of Zach Edey as an NBA player.
I'm not saying he is, but I'm just, it felt like after that Edey draft, they finally realized, like, oh no, we have not put together a functioning team.
No, I think Zach Edey is probably even better than I thought he would be in the NBA, quite frankly. So, no, I don't think he's a bust. I really think a lot of the problems that come with or have come up with Memphis are Ja Morant related. And I think that Ja Morant has been kind of a poison to that team. And I think that there's a reason why they're still trying to move on from him, despite him being such a good player. Jaren Jackson is just sort of a victim of it, because I think, Jaren Jackson, everyone knows he's not good enough to be your best player. You know what I mean? So
he's not good enough to be your third best, but he's your best defensive player if you're doing things right, at least on the front line.
But if you're gonna plan to move on from Ja Morant, having a Jaren Jackson and paying what Jaren Jackson was making is a luxury. Well,
that's the pay was the luxury, which I was surprised that I thought they'd exit everything and just keep him, because at least he was the good guy in for most of that run. But no, time to move. I can't wait to see what happens in the next 24. I get the sense there's been enough movement to show that I don't think Giannis is going to go anywhere. And if he doesn't, does Sohan go anywhere?
I don't know. What Memphis did with that, they created a $28.8 million trade exception, the largest in NBA history, to get a trade exception out of a deal. So
there's somebody nervous. There's a mid-level dude that's really nervous over the next couple of hours.
And what's funny is that wasn't the biggest trade yesterday. We'll discuss that on the other side. There's plenty to get into. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
Our AA Best Bell Bonds radio row coverage live from San Francisco is brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. More behind the scenes access is coming up next on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We'll start with the good news. Just cleared that wreck in the Schertz area at 35 southbound, just past FM 3009. So traffic is slowly unwinding. Do have the road work on the northbound side of 35 O'Connor up to Judson Road. 2 right lanes are blocked. Stop and go from Walsham. So that's going to set you back about 45 minutes or so. You can take Randolph as a good alternate. And 410 northbound Calabria, new trouble spot here. It's a stall that they quickly moved off a main lane. Now off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the big game in Silicon Valley, and the only local station bringing you exclusive wall-to-wall coverage from the Bay Area. All brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. We're live from Radio Row with insider interviews, breaking stories, and all of the pregame excitement leading up to the superb Owl. From the biggest names in sports to behind-the-scenes access, we've got it all. Your AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage is brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Your front row seat to the backstage action, live from the Bay Area, is 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Staples has hot deals and super low prices on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $125 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Shop Staples in-store, online, or in the app. Ends April 18th. Visit staples.com/print for details.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
It's the biggest game in football, and it's right around the corner. You can get in on all the action with Underdog right now in Texas. Not on Underdog yet? Well, you're in luck. New customers score $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you make your first $5 fantasy entry. Jason Minix here from the Blitz. I love playing on Underdog. It's easy. All you have to do is choose higher or lower on predicted stats. Get them right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. Plus, there's new promos dropping daily in the app. So if you like making picks and winning money, then Underdog is the best place to be for the big game. What are you waiting for? Download the app today and use promo code STAR to score $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you play your first $5 on fantasy. Promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Our AA Best Bell Bonds radio row coverage live from San Francisco is brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Huddle 94.1. AJ and Rob on a hump day. Oh, yes.
Hump day.
Thought we forgot. Come on. Come on. Trade deadline eve? Is that what the appropriate word for it is?
I think so.
Okay.
Deadline eve.
Today is trade deadline eve. Yesterday, the drama started. We mentioned yesterday that it looked like this trade was being discussed, and it got done, but it didn't go the way that I thought it would go. I figured that if the Cavs were going to trade Darius Garland to get James Harden, and these are two guys with almost the exact same salary. I figured if you were the team getting Darius Garland, you would also get some bonus material, like some picks or something. Like,
why?
Because it feels. I mean, Darius Garland doesn't feel like he's topped out. Like, I mean, he's 26.
I think he has.
He's 26 years old. He is. I know he's been hurt a little bit, but he's got more tread on the tire than James Harden does.
Well, no, certainly he's got more career to play. I thought you were talking about he's going to get better.
No.
I think we know who Darius Garland is now.
I agree with that. Yeah, but I mean, I think Darius Garland at least has more. There's several years of prime Darius Garland left.
By far.
And quite frankly,
10 more years.
Darius Garland right now, like this season, he's down, but a lot of it was because he had off-season surgery. He's been, he hasn't. This has not been a great year.
Guard. Well, he's a ball-dominant guard playing with a better ball-dominant guard. He needs the ball more than he's getting with Donovan Mitchell beside him. And so the Clippers brought in an offensive threat, a ball-dominant dude that ain't as good as Harden, but at least he can do the things that Harden wants to do, which can kind of take over a game and will pass when he has to. He's a far better defender than Harden because he'll actually play defense. Harden won't.
Yeah.
But Harden's a better talent. There's no doubt. But I think the Clippers got a dude that can fill a Harden role and play beside Kawhi. But because he's got some experience with Donovan Mitchell. But I can tell you, Garland's just got to have the ball in his hand more. And if he does, I think you'll see a lot of more of what Darius Garland's supposed to be, other than being a lead guard that helps out a better player.
And maybe Cleveland knows something about Garland's health, that they know that he's not going to return to what he was pre-surgery, and that's entirely possible.
It is, but I expect recovery. I mean, these guys are pretty good at that.
It just feels like. Also, it's also weird timing because the Clippers have won 16 out of their 19 games. I mean, this is and we've talked about them before. Like, none of us think that the Clippers were a title threat, but I sure wouldn't want to play the Clippers in the first round of the playoffs with Kawhi and James Harden. I wouldn't have wanted to run into them in the first round. I knew that. And now it seems like they're saying, well, we know we can't win this year, so let's just pull the plug on it.
I don't completely agree with that. I mean, like I said, Garland shows up with a skill set that matches Harden's. I mean, a guy that can go get you buckets and control and sometimes even dominate a game if given the opportunity. The thing about Garland is he couldn't function with another dude that was ball dominant. I mean, Donovan Mitchell, that was his team, and he never really kind of meshed it. Injuries certainly played a role. Well, now he's stepping in to kind of the same situation with Kawhi. I want to see how he functions in this, if he can kind of take a positive scoring role, but a lesser total role. Because this is now obviously completely Kawhi's team. I mean, there's no question as to who is the big dog in the room when he's in the room. That is Kawhi. So can he live under that shadow? Because he didn't flourish with Donovan Mitchell.
Right. I guess I'm having a hard time just can you think of a time where we've seen a 36-year-old all-star traded for a 26-year-old all-star basically straight up? And I mean, and I'm talking about like not like, an all-star from days past, like an all-star from last year. Both these guys were all-stars last year, and the Cavs just got 10 years older. It just and they paid extra to do it. It just seems odd to me.
Well, it's not about talent improvement for the Clippers. It's about personality management. That's all that was.
That is that's certainly, that doesn't shock me at all. We saw yesterday Kawhi Leonard did get picked yesterday as an injury replacement for the All-Star game. We talked about how crazy it was that he wasn't an All-Star this year. But now he is. The Clippers, they started in such a big hole that making something happen this year was going to be tough anyway. But it does seem like this is more than a 1-year move. Like, the thought is here now the Clippers are also looking for cap space for next year. They are apparently still they're still hoping that maybe they can find a way to get Giannis in, maybe in free agency.
I think they're going to give it the college try. But, did you stop to think that maybe they would have liked to have moved Kawhi too, but they can't?
I mean, Kawhi seems so much more movable than James Harden because
yes and no. We have a proven history of malingering with Kawhi, so you know exactly what you're getting. At least James, we know, will play for the most part. And then there's the overshadowing part of this contract thing outside of basketball, which I think might have made him like, I can't hardly even touch you even if I wanted to, because I feel like there's some future litigation coming, and I don't want you suspended while you're on my team.
That's entirely possible.
You know what I mean? So I wonder if the Clippers were trying to unload everything they could, and they did, but they can't get rid of Kawhi just yet.
Well, also, I mean, that's the other weird thing about the Clippers is you've got a guy in Kawhi who is, rarely healthy. Darius Garland is one of these guys who, if his injuries keep mounting, like he could go downhill in a hurry.
Oh yeah,
because when you're 6 foot tall, if you slow down, usually you stop being effective in the NBA very, very quickly. And Darius Garland, his game relies on him being one of the fastest guys on the floor. If that can't be the case anymore, now you're just a 6 foot guy who's not you're a decent shooter, but not a great shooter.
He's a bucket getter is what he is.
But if he slows down 2 steps, is he even that?
He's not a bucket getter. But right now he's there to be the bucket getter off on the other side to make sure at least one dude doesn't come double from him. So Kawhi knows when he has the ball where the double ain't coming from. It ain't going to be coming from whoever's got Darius. So, I mean, that's what he's there for, to provide some cover on the other side, hit his shots when appropriate, draw, be magnetic when he gets into the paint, and be a good, solid second act behind Kawhi whenever he's feeling it.
Yeah. Jose says Ray Allen for Gary Payton. I mean, those guys might have been 6-7 years apart. We're talking about a full decade. These are different.
Gary Payton during that deal was old.
Yeah, but I mean, these are guys from different generations. Even.
Yeah, I mean, it's same equivalent, I think, as far as the magnitude of the move, but kind of a different situation.
Yeah, very, very odd trade for sure. The Chicago Bulls and the Boston Celtics made a deal as well. We'll talk about that on the other side. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Our AA Best Bail Bonds radio row coverage live from San Francisco is brought to you in part by Smoky Moe's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. More wall-to-wall coverage leading up to Sunday's big game continues next on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We'll start with the good news. Just cleared that wreck in the Shirts area at 35 southbound, just past FM 3009. So traffic is slowly unwinding. Do have the road work on the northbound side of 35 O'Connor up to Judson Road. 2 right lanes are blocked. Stop and go from Walsham. So that's going to set you back about 45 minutes or so. You can take Randolph as a good alternate. And 410 northbound Calabria, new trouble spot here. It's a stall that they quickly moved off a main lane, now off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. Monday, March 30th at the Golf Club of Texas. Get your slot now. $150 per person or $500 per foursome. The Spring Golf Classic, benefiting fitting animals at no-kill shelters across Texas, is presented by Flight by Yingling, sponsored in part by Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunkla, and Ancira.com. The Spring Golf Classic, Monday, March 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. It's time to say goodnight to that check engine light with the free AutoZone Fix Finder service. It'll help troubleshoot the likely cause of your light for free, so you can drive with peace of mind. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Joe Fallon did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he commissioned a portrait of himself. Does Joe already know what he looks like? Yes. Do guests know what he looks like? Also yes. But not as art. It's Joe's savings, and if he wants to spend it on a velvet painting of himself with a white tiger at his feet, we say, roar, Joe, roar. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Free products and services are the best. They're next to non-existent, though. But the next best thing does exist. Barter. Alamo Barter. Right here in San Antonio, if you have a business and provide a product or service, you can barter with hundreds of other businesses that are already members. From trips to a medical visit, restaurants, and home services, Alamo Barter is a great way for you to trade out your skills with others. Call Alamo Barter or visit them online at alamobarter.com. alamobarter.com.
Folks, there's nothing romantic about home repairs, but when your plumbing has lost that love and feeling and your AC is about to achy break your heart, call Quarterman Plumbing, Heat, and AC at 210-651-5899. We'll fix the issue fast at a great price with a servant spirit.
Joel, this is a special Valentine gift from me to you.
Yeah, but why are your arms red?
I got a deal on this plant for your office.
That's poison ivy, Nigel.
It's what?
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E and 16004.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-1073. 800-499-1073. 800-499-1073.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, day 3 of our AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage, and we got a couple of Dallas Cowboys wide receivers.
That's right. CeeDee Lamb and Ryan Flanoy going to join us here on The Blitz, and a Cowboy legend hoping to get into the Hall of Fame as well, Darren Woodson at 4:30.
And the Spurs with a big game inside the Frost Bank Center against Oklahoma City. We'll preview that.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Our AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage live from San Francisco is brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds.
Hey-o. Boston Celtics also made a big move yesterday with a guy. They got a guy that the Spurs had talked about up until this last offseason, Nikola Vucevic. The Celtics acquire. In exchange, they send Anthony Simons and a second-round pick to Chicago. Boston was kind of in desperate need of a big man. They've been using Neemias Queta and Luka Garza, who have done fine, but I think
they've done better than fine.
I think they understand, though, that like these are guys who once you get to if you've got a chance to win a championship, you probably need to upgrade that position.
Well, yeah, but right now Boston's playing with found money. They didn't expect to be where they are. I think I'm down with this move, but I think the reason they're where they are is because Luka Garza has really been a revelation. He's lost a bunch of weight. His footwork is a lot better. His 3-point is at least pulling guys out. And what's his name? Queta.
Neemias Queta.
Holy cow, he lives in the paint and plays well. I think what they got now is what they really liked with Al Horford, a scoring big that can kind of hit from the corner, put the ball on the floor, do some an adequate passer, but an offensive dominated big that Boston loves, and it seems like Missoula in particular likes to coach. So look out for Boston. I think that is a good piece for a team that could already score. They got another scoring dude on the floor now.
Yeah, Vucevic does give them a shooter, which Keita and Garza aren't. And he's a very good rebounder as well. Does a lot of good things.
I like him, man. He's a spur killer, man. He eats us up.
He's just like, so they've got with him and Keita, they have a defensive center and an offensive center. And then Luka Garza is still, I mean, he's a nice piece to have off the bench, certainly. And you're right. He's been way better than I thought he'd be. But this gives them a real shot in the arm on offense. Because
for a team that had no idea, that really thought this is going to be a Jaylen Brown kind of showboat year, see how far he can take us, but we're going to just do it without a couple of pieces and hold on tight. And no, the East has kind of let them in, and they were better than they thought they were going to be.
They are. It is, and the other thing they did was they saved $20 million in luxury tax payments. Simons had a $27 million expiring contract. Vucevic had a $21 million expiring contract, so they saved some money. And Simon has been very good, 14 and a half points off the bench, but they're just kind of overloaded in the backcourt with Brown and Derek White and Peyton Pritchard. It's just not a spot where they needed. So they added to a weakness and traded away from a strength.
And you just brought it up. Chicago picked up a piece. It wasn't like he came cheap, and Simmons has a future. So Chicago got better, but they're still much further away than where Boston is.
Well, Chicago also they did a deal yesterday with the Pistons where they send Kevin Huerter to Detroit and get back Jaden Ivey. Who
is Ivey cleared to play?
I don't know about that. But what the overriding thought is that leaves open the possibility getting Ivy in gives them the possibility to maybe move Kobe White or Ayo Dosunmu, who are both players that some teams would covet, and both of whom are totally unrestricted free agents at the end of the year. So maybe move them and get something before they walk away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Chicago trying to set themselves up for something that isn't this year, whereas the teams that they're dealing with, Detroit and Boston, now feel like they're able to get a little bit closer. Chicago is, I mean, as it sits now, Chicago's currently in the play-in zone, but being a play-in team in the East is basically
you're terrible.
It's a waste of time. Yeah, you won't.
And you just want to be in the lottery this year. Just be near it, because you could draft 8, 9, 10, maybe get somebody as good as number one. So the impetus now just to be at the bottom, you want to just get out for sure, because you don't have to be that high to get something of significance in the draft.
It's a lot better. To be the 11th team this year than the 10th team, I think.
But I will say this, guys like Kevin Huerter is one of those guys that I would like to have seen the Spurs at least calling and talking about that. I know his contract's a whopper. But, there's some snipers out there that teams are looking to move. And if you're not going to be able to get the big-bodied forward that I think the Spurs would really like to get right now, I hope they're looking around for a shooter that you can get cheap.
Yeah, I don't know what Kevin Huerter would have cost the Spurs.
It's too much, whatever it was. But he's the kind of guy that goes to teams to do what the Spurs need. Just to go out and hit some buckets. But he's probably getting paid 20 or better, or 25 or better, and that's too much.
Yeah, it's a good amount. But he is he's kind of a one-trick pony. That's the other thing about him. I was looking up his stats when I saw that trade. So he's a career 37% shooter from three. This year he's at 31.5%.
Oh,
so he's going through some Harrison Barnes woes where
you never know.
We know the guy can shoot, but it's not going in right now.
Yeah, sometimes it's the offense that you're in. You just don't feel it anymore. Sometimes you're just tired or wore out, and sometimes it's just gone. I don't know about Huerter. I haven't been paying attention to him. But when I see guys like him as a puzzle piece, I think that's a puzzle piece I'd like to see land with the Spurs. Just a one-trick pony, dude. You have one job, shoot till I sit you down kind of guy.
Yep. All right. We've got a lot to get into today. We got a lot to get into from Radio Row. Rob and I recorded a couple of interviews yesterday after the show to bring to you today. So we'll figure out what order we want to play those in. But we do have 2 interviews for you today, and we'll be recording more. It's sort of the thing about being a morning show out on the West Coast is most of our work is going to be done after the show for the next day. So we'll get you some of that stuff. We also have Frankie Quinones tickets to give away today.
Ooh.
He is going to be at the Aztec Theater on February 12th. So we'll do that. That's a week from tomorrow for those of you who are bad at math. That is a week from tomorrow. And we're going to get into the game itself as we get ever closer to the big game coming. I guess when I say we're getting closer to it, I can call it the Super Bowl as long as I'm not selling something. We're getting closer to the Super Bowl.
You can say it. Just don't say this is the Super Bowl brought to you by. You can't do that.
You're right. Of course, we would never do that. Never do that.
That'd be illegal.
But we'll wrap up the first hour of the program on the other side. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Our AA Best Bail Bonds radio row coverage live from San Francisco is brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. More behind the scenes access is coming up next on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Big Game Giveaway. Predict the exact score of the big game in Santa Clara, California, and you could score $50,000. Make your predictions now at sasportstar.com. The 50K Big Game Giveaway brought to you by Dietz Tractor. Score big with Dietz Tractor in Seguin and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Looking for the best deal on TRT? Don't pay hundreds out of pocket or settle for a one-size-fits-all dose because they take your insurance. At Synergenics and Low T Center, you can get powerful TRT dose for your body and get it covered by insurance. It's TRT that actually works with your body. And this February, they are offering free testosterone tests and discounted peptides and GLP-1s to make getting your life back as easy as possible. Don't miss the opportunity. Go to Synergenics.com or LowTCenter.com and book your appointment today.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
All Americans should do what they can to prepare for the future. Donald Trump Jr. here with an important message. More and more Americans are looking for ways to diversify their hard-earned money, and gold is the perfect solution. For example, a gold IRA from my trusted friends at the Birch Gold Group lets you diversify your IRA or 401k into physical gold with 0 taxes and 0 penalties. You stay in control with a tangible asset that's held value for thousands of years. And right now, Birch Gold is offering a free info kit to help you understand how it works. Just text the word SECURE, SECURE, to 989898. There's no pressure, no obligation, just the facts. You can't predict the future, but you can be prepared, but only if you educate yourself. So take that first step right now. Text SECURE to the number 989898 today. That's SECURE to 989898.
Oh, hello. It's me, the calculator that lives inside of TaxSlayer. And let me tell you, I love numbers. 1040s, 1099s, W-2s, all of them. With TaxSlayer, anyone can file a federal return for just $22.99. You'll get 100% accuracy and your biggest possible refund guaranteed. Now those are great numbers. Need help along the way? We've got US-based real human support. File by February 8th for just $22.99 and get the refund you deserve. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Hey, the big game is almost here, but every game is big when you play Prize Picks because it's so fun to be right. And when the big game comes around, I'm talking 2,000 times your money. But you got to remember something. That's the code Alamo. With $5, you can get $50 in free play when you go download the Prize Picks app. But when the big game hits, the specials are here, and we've got them. And I love Prize Picks because if my guy is winning, I can cash out early. That's one of the best things about Prize Picks is they take care of you from beginning to end. Prize Picks offers 2,000 times your cash. I've heard all different numbers, not 2,000 from other places. So when it comes down to the big game, and it could be that big game or any big game, Prize Picks makes it a big game. Download the app, use the code Alamo, and use some big free money to play the big game. Prize Picks, let me tell you how good it feels, because it feels so good to be right.
Our AA Best Bail Bonds radio row coverage live from San Francisco is brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds.
This is me reaching out.
Yeah.
Woohoo! You.
Are you touching faith? I can't see
trying.
your hands. I can't show me your hands.
There it is.
There, okay.
Hold on, let me put-
I don't know. I want to make
pants
sure that
back on.
where's your faith?
Oh, he's got the belt.
No.
Sorry.
Hey, that was nice.
I've been touching faith. Need to do a
Yeah. Go wash your hands after you touch faith, please. I call mine Arnold. Yours is Faith?
Yes. Yeah.
You ever met Arnold?
No, I don't want our face to meet. That's weird, Rob.
That's
man.
weird. You cross the streams,
Yeah,
man.
we can't do that. Well, we've talked about all the guys that have been traded so far. There are some guys who have not yet been traded, but there are rumors out there. One of them is about LeBron James. LeBron James has now said that he fully expects to be with the Lakers through the end of the season. That is not really surprising to me. I'd heard that it was a possible thing. I didn't think that LeBron's got a no trade clause. He'd have to approve any deal that got done to begin with. And I'm not sure where LeBron could land. It's
Cleveland. That was the only spot but that's not going to happen.
Cleveland had all these cap woes to begin with. Like they had to do exact trade match. But also, I mean, Cleveland's not like in a way better place, in the standings than the Lakers are. I mean,
this ain't about getting better and playing on a better team. This is about going home and going out. And so but it wasn't going to happen this year anyway. This is LeBron's last year. But if there was going to be any move that would get him anywhere, it would have been Cleveland. Why the hell would you trade for LeBron unless you were Cleveland? Nobody else would do it because you could wait till the end of if you truly need him or want him, you could wait till the end of the year and just make your own deal.
I think we saw the other day, what was it, last week that when he was in Cleveland, like it was pretty obvious that he knew at that point that he wasn't coming to Cleveland.
Well, at least not this year.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the thought was for LeBron, but it is not shocking to me that LeBron expects to be in LA for the rest of the season. And quite frankly, the Lakers, if things break right for them, the Lakers have Luka, who's one of the 5 best players in the league right now. If they get hot at the right time, like the Lakers have as good a shot as anybody if they're healthy and hot.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, it's Luka and a bunch of dudes, or it's Luka, LeBron, and a couple of dudes. Austin Reeves is a difference maker every now and again, but the problem with Austin Reeves is he's regular season good. He'll get you buckets in the playoffs, but he's a professional defensive victim. So he gets attacked. And so it's not as effective as he is in the regular season in the playoffs. So this is a team that their highest aspiration, if they're really real, is a first round put out. They might scare a first round team, but after that, they're just not. I mean, you can bank on some old dudes playing, but they're not even in the same. Denver will run them off the court. And if the Spurs continue to run, the matchup doesn't favor them other than Luka. They're a good team.
See, I mean, the standings say otherwise. The standings say because right now, I mean, Oklahoma City's got a 6-game lead on the field in the Western Conference. 2 through 7, that is San Antonio, Denver, Houston, LA, the Lakers, Phoenix, Minnesota are all separate. They're separated by 3 games. So the Spurs are 3 games ahead of the 7 seed right now, and the Lakers are right there in the middle of that mix. Like, to me, if you're looking for a team that's non-Oklahoma City, I mean, I don't see why the Lakers, because they're so
Luka.
good at the top. Yeah, because they've got probably the one player who you could see taking over a series and just winning it on his own.
A series.
That's to me, that's a team that's a little scary.
I mean, when you're in a middle-heavy conference, but I've seen what this team looks like without LeBron, and it is, it's Luka and 4 Stooges.
Well, and that's why
he has to be incredible just to get them where they are now. And they're kind of like, to me, they feel like New England, because every team that you said is in this bunch has a bunch of, either you can look at reasons or excuses. Like Houston hadn't played, but wait till they get this home stretch going where they played so many more roadies this far into the season. So they're going to get a 5-game
and Denver hasn't been healthy.
All these things are playing into the Lakers being, which should scare teams because they shouldn't be here. And if they do get on a run, but for the most part, when we look at how they got here, the Spurs have every reason because they haven't been healthy forever, so I think every team that's in their bunch has lots of reasons why they're in this bunch.
No, I agree with that. Save maybe Minnesota, who I think has just kind of underperformed this season. But yeah, I don't see. I mean, I don't see a trade from the getting off of the Lakers. I can't picture LeBron going somewhere where he's got a better chance of making something happen this year. Was what I was saying.
You're right, dude. It would be a special situation for him to go someplace, and I'm sure he will manufacture it. But one thing's for sure, it won't be in Los Angeles.
Well, next season.
I mean, at the end of through this season, he's playing with LA. Like you just said, there's no reason to move him because they're in the thick of it and things break right. You never know. The Laker mystique takes over. But I think we are fairly comfortable with the fact that LeBron won't be a Laker next year.
Now, the other vet, and quite frankly, a guy who's synonymous with his team that is being actively shopped, apparently, is Draymond Green.
Wow.
Mike Dunleavy and Joe Lacob have continued to push for Giannis. And as part of that, it seems that Draymond Green would have to be an included piece to make that work, to make salaries match. Like it would either have to be Green or it would have to be Jimmy Butler. And Green has a smaller and easier to move contract. He is currently healthy. Who
would you move? Who would you want?
I think who would I want if I were the Bucks, or who would I want to move if I was
make this deal. Make this deal work.
I would much prefer to have Jimmy Butler, because if I'm the Bucks, I'm not trying to win this season. I know this season's a waste, especially once you move Giannis out. But at least with Butler, you have a piece to build around going forward. Draymond's longer than Draymond.
True that.
So to me, and also I think it makes more sense for the Warriors to trade Butler than to trade Draymond, because if you're trading for Giannis, you're trying to win right now, and you're trying to make one last push for Steph. And Jimmy Butler, unfortunately, and it's no fault of yours, but Jimmy Butler can't help with that, and Draymond can. So I would rather, if I'm the Warriors and the Bucks, I would rather have a Jimmy Butler focused deal. But I also understand that Draymond's contract is a lot easier to move. Draymond makes $27 million next year. Jimmy Butler makes $57 million. It's a lot easier to move a $27 million deal than it is a $57 million deal. But
I don't know what they're trying to do as far as Giannis is concerned here.
You don't understand what the Warriors are trying to do?
Well, I don't understand what the Giannis camp sees in this.
I think they look at it.
What makes me happy here?
I think you have a short-term window with Steph to try to make something happen. and you have a franchise in the Warriors that I think is generally looked at as a solid, responsible franchise that has no interest in tanking. Whereas the Bucks, I think Giannis is just kind of, he's over it. You know what I mean?
But don't you think if I wait, there's a better place to land?
Sure. You say wait.
Well, not wait, but
a lot of it comes down to what's being offered, and a Jimmy Butler centered offer, and a Warriors team that, you know, they still have a few draft picks they could offer him. It's not a terrible offer.
I don't know. This just doesn't sound like the right pieces in this deal. When I said make the deal work, this seems so out there that unless there's a hidden piece to the deal, I don't see how it happens.
Yeah, I mean, and there probably is.
And we got old, we got injured.
Yeah, and that's the other thing with Milwaukee. Like they've got to ask themselves what version of Jimmy Butler will we get when he comes back?
Right. I expect him to be adequate. I don't think expect him to be terrible. But if you have any expectations other than the highest and best was the last time you saw him, which was, you know, a good player.
Yeah. But it's weird with Draymond for him to be talking about it. You know, this might be my last game with the Warriors. That's a wild thing. All right. We're going to give away some Frankie Quinones tickets on the other side. We'll talk to Ross Tucker in the next hour as well.
This is the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Score major deals on top brands at Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Find your dream mattress today. Their sleep experts are highly trained to find the right one to fit your unique needs. They make sleep easy.
Summer or winter Texas weather doesn't do anything halfway, and neither should your roofer. You need a local roofer you can trust. That is Stevens Roofing. You know, Texas roofs are not designed for freezing weather. When ice and snow melt, water seeps into the little cracks, then refreezes, creating bigger cracks. That means leaks or maybe worse. Don't wait to see what damage has occurred. Call Stevens Roofing today for a free inspection. 210-785-0994. That's 210-785-0994 for Stevens Roofing.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Here's a tale of Tina searching up and down for decent GLP-1s, but got spun around.
Till Good RX wrote in, hey, we got something new. GLP-1 prescriptions, all FDA approved.
Brand name meds, no flags that are red.
Clear pricing from the start. None of those hidden fees in your cart.
Delivered to your door or pick up same day. Darn tootin'.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
I put it to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insured.
Progressive presents a guided meditation.
Hear the birds sing. A chipmunk nibbling on an acorn. Smell the pine needles gently falling into your living room as the breeze blows through the gaping hole in your roof. Gaze up at that broken tree branch and relax, because you bundled your home and auto with Progressive and have the peace of mind of 24/7 protection. So relaxing.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-1073. 800-499-1073. 800-499-1073.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like a couple of trouble spots involving 18-wheelers. I-10 on the frontage road westbound Vance-Jackson. Right lane is blocked. That's a stalled 18-wheeler. And an 18-wheeler accident, I-10 frontage road eastbound between FM 1516 to 1604 far east side. Closed with an 18-wheeler accident. 35 northbound O'Connor to Judson Road. That's ongoing road work traffic. Very heavy from Walsham, so Randolph still a good alternate route. 410 northbound Calabar, that stalls off to the shoulder. And 410 southbound Valley High, southwest side, that stall has a right lane blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
In the NBA, Spurs forward Victor Wembanyama has been named Western Conference Defensive Player of the Month for January. He averaged 2.2 blocks a game, 8.2 rebounds, and the Spurs had a defensive rating of just 108.1, second in the Western Conference over that span. The Spurs get back to work tonight as they welcome Oklahoma City into the Frost Center. Tip is set for 8:30. It's going to be fun. The trade deadline is coming fast. It's Thursday. Lots of big pieces are starting to move. The Memphis Grizzlies have forwarded Jared Jackson and multiple players to the Utah Jazz for multiple players and 3 future first-round picks. Stay with San Antonio Sports Star all day long for NBA trade deadline news. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Live from San Francisco, it's the Morning Huddle. Broadcasting from AA Best Bell Bonds Radio Row ahead of Sunday's game. Here's AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey now, 7:02 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1. Jose says, if I were the Bucks, I would reach out to Houston and ask for Sengun, Thompson, and Eason for Giannis. Money adds up. Yeah, if I were Houston, I would say thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, I would too, man. I'm in on that deal.
Yeah.
Can we get that done?
I bet the Bucks would love that.
Yeah.
But no, that's going to be a no for me, dog. But, you know, you never know what team's priorities are. And
well, if it's winning, it's not that deal.
Yeah, and by the way, putting Giannis on a team with no point guard and taking away the guy that's been playing point guard for you all season long doesn't seem like the best way to get that done. But again, it's being a GM is really easy when you're sitting behind a microphone. Probably a lot more difficult when you've actually got to make salaries match and you know, try and build a real roster. But
AJ, it's easy.
Okay, well.
Don't give him a break. It ain't that hard.
All right. The Pro Bowl game last night. I don't know how much of this you watched, Rob.
None.
You didn't watch every second?
Zero. I saw Micah and his little rascal. I saw Micah rolling around in his little rascal.
Micah had a rascal. Josh Allen was on crutches. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Although he did say if he had a game on Sunday, he'd play. He'd tear the cast off and just play.
It was that important.
Yes, but Joe Burrow, he threw an interception with 4 minutes to go, and the NFC got a thrilling 66-52 win over the AFC. A comeback win, in fact.
Did you watch it?
No, not 1 second of it. The AFC was down 8 points. Yeah,
he's just reading a recap. Yeah, we didn't see it.
I've got no idea.
I didn't even know it was on.
I had no idea it was on.
Yeah,
dude.
Me neither.
And if I had known, I wouldn't have cared. I finally watched the Diddy documentary.
Good.
Yeah. I finally watched it.
See?
Man.
You see? Man, what a mess. That's a mess.
That's a whole different ballpark right there.
I'll just say this. I'm starting to think Diddy might not be a real good guy. After seeing all that.
Hey, we're just hearing one side now.
Yeah, we're just hearing one side, but
Curtis has a point of view, but that's it.
I'm
one.
I'm starting to think maybe he's not the best guy, is all I'm thinking. And
he's certainly slippery.
I love how much 50 Cent hates.
He hates him to the core.
And I kind of like
that grin he's got doing.
And it's funny because in my mind, when I first heard that, I was like, I wonder why Diddy or why 50 hates Diddy so much. But now I can't think of who would. I can't think of who would like Diddy. Like, you know what I mean? So it's all justified now. It's all justified. But yeah, so I finished that up last night, and I watched some Indiana and USC hoops. Fully ignorant that there was a Pro Bowl game happening. I had no idea, and I'm glad that I didn't actually.
Well, I can't wait till next year. I guess this is the ultimate we're going to get. Just a couple old dudes in the backyard playing touch football. That's I
guess so. Yeah,
that's where we are now.
And Jalen Hurts to CeeDee Lamb, the touchdown pass. How do you feel about that, Victor? Jalen Hurts throwing the ball to CeeDee Lamb for the game-winning touchdown.
Like I said, didn't watch it.
Okay.
Well, CeeDee Lamb's going to pay his penance. CeeDee Lamb will be here today.
Oh,
if you
really?
Want to hear from him. He's joining the Blitz, yeah.
Oh, joining the Blitz, you tell me.
Well, it's a liver. If it was recorded, we'd have had him, but he'll be live.
Sure he will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we start the show early, so yeah. I didn't watch any of it. I did see that that Joe Flacco played in the game, and of course Shedeur Sanders played in the game. So
I'm so glad
we got
both those guys could
both
play.
I mean,
yeah,
arguably the most deserving.
Yeah, I mean, worthy. You would talk about, hey, Gramps.
Yeah,
Flacco's literally old enough to be Shedor's son or father, literally.
Yeah, basically. And he might be, for all we know.
I'm not kidding. I mean, he had to been a high school pop, but he could still be a pop.
He could have been. Switching back to the NBA for a brief moment, and we'll talk to Ross Tucker coming up in the next segment. Did you see that the NBA All-Star rosters were announced? Like the actual the different teams. And
this is weird.
It kind of is, because they sort of made it a future versus present or future versus past on the USA teams.
Mm-hmm.
And then they made obviously the world team, but one team has
stacked.
One team, the world team should win this thing. The world team has Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Kawhi Leonard on it. I mean, basically every elder statesman is on that team. Meanwhile, the other USA team has Scotty Barnes, Devin Booker, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren, Anthony Edwards, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Johnson, and Tyrese Maxey. It's all the kids against all the old folks. And then the world, obviously, Giannis, Avdija, Luka, Shea, Jokic, Jamal Murray, Siakam, Karl Anthony Towns, and Victor Wembanyama.
Well, this was designed for the old dudes to take on the Euros.
I guess so. I mean, it's just, I didn't know that it was going to be I didn't know it was going to, the teams were going to be divided up as the old dogs versus the young bucks.
Well, think of the combo of Kawhi, LeBron, Durant, and Curry. We'll never see them on the court together again.
I guess that makes sense. No, that makes sense. They're calling the older team is being called USA Stripes. That is being coached by Mitch Johnson.
So the other one's Skins.
They are the Stars.
Rob. Oh, I was hoping I'd like to be USA Skins.
It's not Stripes versus Skins. It's Stripes and Stars. That's the team that's going to be coached by JB Bickerstaff, and then they named Darko Rajakovic, the Toronto coach. They named him to be the coach of the world team.
Okay.
So
the world team is going to dominate this thing. You know that, right?
I would think so,
Yeah, they're going to absolutely destroy.
And the reason why they're saying that the world team has 9 players is because Giannis isn't going to play. But do we know that Jokic and Jamal Murray are going to play?
No, actually, minus them, then it makes it much more competitive.
That's what I was thinking.
I would say that.
I would still say if you've got a grouping of Shea, Wemby, Luka, and insert random 2 people, that team can compete with just about anybody. But yeah, I mean, Giannis, Jokic, if those 2 guys aren't there, then suddenly it evens the playing field a little bit. But
this is designed for a team stripes versus team world, and a swan song for a bunch of dudes. So the USA, the young team will be fun to watch. I'll give them that.
I agree.
I mean, this should be a showboat.
But you don't think they've got a chance to actually do something?
I just can't imagine they have enough, unless the rules are set up so that the speed and cunning outdoes savvy. I mean, and I don't know how they're going to run the games if there's enough time to get these old guys tired.
I mean, if it's like every other All-Star game, it's defense is optional and it's just go as fast as you can. I would think that would benefit the young bucks.
Not like this. There's a certain expertise in playing in these kind of games that can only be attained by playing in these kind of games. It is different. It's like there's a certain expertise when you go try out for a team, knowing how to really try out and how to just play. They're different. So, this Stripes team knows how to win these kind of games. Every one of these dudes,
Did you know that you knew all along this was going to be split by age?
No, I had no. I didn't have any idea how they would do it. I was kind of hoping they would just we'd have 2 America teams and we would, take the 4 guards and just kind of split them down the middle and have an old and young and try to put together a real team where you had point guards and shooting dudes and kind of mix and match, because we have enough of all the different guys to do that, but they didn't.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. I didn't see it coming, but it's not a terrible concept. I mean, it's not the worst thing.
I'm with it. And I think, but if we'd have known this is what it was going to be, we probably would have voted differently. If they just said, we're going to put together a world team, well, we know what that is. Right. And then we're going to put together an old dudes team, a guys that an OG team, and then we're going to have a young buck team. I think we would have voted differently. So I guess I'm glad we didn't know that.
So the way all the games are going to be 12 minutes long. Game 1 will be the USA Stars. That's the USA young team versus the world. Game 2 will be Stripes, the old team, against the winner of Game 1. And then Game 3 will be Stripes versus the loser of Game 1. And then after they all do the round robin, Game 4 will be the championship game. And if they're all 1-1 after round robin, it'll be point differential across all the games is what the tiebreaker will be. So
we'll see. 12 minutes is really not very much time.
It's a very convoluted, the whole thing is weird. I'm not sure. I mean, maybe if I watch it, maybe I'll appreciate it more. And I probably will give it a try this year, because normally I hate the NBA All-Star game. So the fact that they're trying to do something different, maybe I should give it a try. But I don't have high hopes for this format. I don't have high hopes for any format of the NBA All-Star
when they went with that, what's that strange end that they went with a couple of years ago?
Where
you had to match and speed things up, whatever that was.
It's like what you've got to, if you don't score, 10 points before we score, I forget what it was, but it was
whatever they call it. I appreciated that because they did try to keep us till the end, because everybody begins the All-Star game.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody wants to see everybody, but 3 minutes into it, you realize this is garbage and end up taking a nap or finding the second PGA Tour event of the year, because this might actually keep us going, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I got a feeling this is it's not going to be the long-term answer.
But we're not paying attention to that day anyway. As Spurs fans, it's all about the night before, because we got all kinds of dudes playing.
That's true. In making sure Wemby doesn't get hurt. That's the one. If
Wemby doesn't set foot on the court, I would be a happy man.
I'm with you. All right, let's give away these tickets to Frankie Quinones at the Aztec Theater. That's right. Everybody wants to go see Frankie. Frankie Quinones is going to be playing the Aztec Theater Wednesday, February 12th at 7 p.m. It is time to laugh. Comedy superstar Frankie Quinones taking over the Aztec. You've seen him on Netflix, Hulu, and HBO. The genius behind Juanita Cholo Fit and those viral wellness checks. If you're from San Antonio, this humor hits different. Win your tickets all week long here on the Morning Huddle or the Blitz. And if you don't win them, you can get them at livenation.com. We got 2 tickets. Let's go with caller number 5. You'll win a pair of those tickets to go see Frankie Quinones at the Aztec. All right. I am going to tell you about Underdog Fantasy, guys. The big game, it's right around the corner. We've reached that time, and no better way to get in on the action than with my friends over at Underdog. You're going to want to be playing, and it's so easy to play at Underdog. You head to the app, make your picks. If a player's going to go higher or lower on their stats for the game, rushing yards, receptions, touchdown passes, whatever it is, if you're right, you went up to 5,000 times your money. And let's say you don't have an account right now. Actually, you're kind of in luck because new customers get $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you make your first $5 fantasy entry. I know one that I'm going to be on is Drake May rushing yards higher. I think he's going to have to be kind of the running game because it's going to be difficult for these backs to run against Seattle. So I think Drake May gets some things done with his legs. What are you waiting for? Download the app today. Use that promo code ALAMO to score $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code ALAMO. Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Our AA Best Bail Bonds radio row coverage live from San Francisco is brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. More wall-to-wall coverage leading up to Sunday's big game continues next on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Big Game Giveaway. Predict the exact score of the big game in Santa Clara, California, and you could score $50,000. Make your predictions now at sasportstar.com. The 50K Big Game Giveaway, brought to you by Dietz Tractor. Score big with Dietz Tractor in Seguin and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Joe Fallon did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he commissioned a portrait of himself. Does Joe already know what he looks like? Yes. Do guests know what he looks like? Also yes. But not as art. It's Joe's savings, and if he wants to spend it on a velvet painting of himself with a white tiger at his feet, we say, roar, Joe, roar. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
You've got a big day, so you use Unstoppable Scent Boosters to give your laundry nonstop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
Your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a
bosses. Let's talk business in my office.
Add new Unstoppable Speeds to your wash for 24-hour nonstop freshness so you can smell unstoppable.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. Round up your foursome, your work crew, your weekend golf buddies, even the ladies, and get ready for a fun, laid-back day at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, March 30th. Lock in a team for just $500 for a foursome, or jump in solo for $150 per player and spend the day talking trash, crushing drives, and laughing your way around the course. This isn't a stuffy golf club tournament. It's golf the way it should be. The Spring Golf Classic benefits feeding animals at no-kill shelters across Texas, so you're having a great time for a great cause. Presented by Flight by Yingling and sponsored by Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and Ancira.com. And when the last putt drops, the day is just getting started. Join us for the after party at the 90 Proof Bar at Lucky Ranch Road and Highway 90. Cold drinks, great food, and all the post-round storytelling you can handle. So pick your team, claim your spot, and tee up with San Antonio's Sports Star. Sign up your foursome now at sasportstar.com. Our AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage live from San Francisco is brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds.
Joining us now on the program is a former, I'll introduce him properly, a former Buffalo Bill, and a Buffalo Bills legend, an icon, I like to call him, and also has a rising star in the broadcasting world. Mr. Ross Tucker joins us on the program. Ross, how are you, sir?
I am doing fantastic. I like that intro. And by far, by the way, my favorite team of the five that I played for, and my wife can verify that. And that's kind of the only team where people actually remember me from, you know? I mean, it's a team I played for by far the most, and, got a contract extension up there and stuff. It was great. So I will take that intro any day of the week.
I'm a Bills fan.
You are talking to a huge fan.
And
AJ.
Rob's a Cowboys fan, and Cowboy fan doesn't appreciate you like we do. I can tell you that.
We always appreciated you.
You know what's crazy?
Much as possible.
Those are the only two teams I started regular season games for. Started a bunch of preseason games for the Redskins, preseason games for the Browns, but I only ever started regular season games. 7 for the Cowboys at left guard, and then, was it 19 for the Bills, 03, 04? And somebody showed me this recently. AJ, you'll appreciate this. If you Google the best team to never make the playoffs, by all those advanced metrics, DVOA and all those things, it's the 2004 Buffalo Bills that I started 14 games for. No, 13 games. Yeah.
Some symbolism to that.
We were awesome.
That would have been
it's a shame.
Drew Bledsoe and Willis McGahee.
Mike Mularkey's first year. We started off 0-4, and then we went 9-2. And then we lost the Steelers' backups in the last game.
Oh,
otherwise, we would have made the playoffs. It was brutal, absolutely brutal.
And you were
Ross Tucker.
Yeah, you guys were on that. Sam Adams, who I think is like one of the most criminally underrated players in the history of football, was on that team. That was a really good defense. Takeo Spikes, Nate Clements. There's some good players on that team.
We had the best defense in the league. We had the best special teams in the league. Our running backs were McGahee and Travis Henry. Bledsoe was the quarterback. Our receivers were Eric Moulds and Lee Evans. So my running joke is that I must have really sucked because everybody else was awesome and we didn't make the playoffs. So it must have been my fault.
You know what? If you're willing to take that, I think that's you guys had a big bust at tackle because I'm from Texas. And Mike Williams, a Longhorn, who was I think he was the highest drafted offensive tackle for the Bills in like 20 years or something, was a complete bust for that team. So I'll blame you and him. How about that?
I'll take it.
Okay, all right.
You don't need to take that on Big Mike. He probably lives in San Antonio.
You know what? I take all of that back. Then I apologize. Talk about what your job is this week. I mean, are you now like a full blown part of the broadcast this week?
You know, it's really cool. This will be my first Super Bowl I'm ever calling, and I'm calling it for Talk Sport
with a good friend,
which is the Westwood 1, if you will, of the UK. So it'll be on a bunch of stations in the UK, and I'm really looking forward to it. I've never called a Super Bowl before, so just kind of the pomp and circumstance and every part about it. It's Will Gavin, the big redhead with the beard that's gone viral for some of his calls this year. So, number one, I think it'll be the most dynamic Super Bowl booth ever. Number two, I'm almost positive it'll be the heaviest.
It's by far going to be the heaviest.
The heviest Super Bowl booth.
and Ross is the light one of the group.
Yeah, that's right. We're averaging at least 275. I don't know how many kilos, but
no, with Ross, with Will Gavin, it's how many stone.
That's right. That's right. That's
There's
right.
a lot of rocks going up into the booth when it goes on. But when you're working with a guy like Will Gavin, who's very proper until he's not. But it's astounding, his football knowledge, right? He really does know the game.
He loves it.
Mm-hmm.
He's loved it for years. He played. And I love listening to his calls. You know, he told me on the Ross Tucker podcast last week, I had him on to kind of preview doing the game with him. And he told me that the last 2 years, the number one sick day in the UK was the day after the Super Bowl. And I don't know why, but as an American, like, I take so much pride in that. I love that. I love that the number one sick day in the UK is the day after the American football Super Bowl. It's amazing.
Well, we could export something to them. They can't tariff that.
Ross Tucker is our guest. Ross, I mean, we talked a little bit about your career. It was not a long or particularly glamorous when you're an offensive lineman. Did you expect that the Ross Tucker podcast would be huge, that you'd be one of the main guys on CBS? Like, how surprising is it to you that your career has blown up the way that it has?
I didn't expect anything would be the answer. And I kind of got into it with my eyes wide open in the sense that a lot of the best jobs go to the guys that were the best players. So I never complain about that part of it because I know what I was getting into. And I really just enjoyed it and still enjoy it. And I'm trying to avoid a real job as long as I can. And I don't know, I mean, I've never even called what I do a job. I never said I'm working. And I love it. And I'm thankful that my family supports it, not necessarily financially, but they support it in the sense that they're very supportive of me being away every weekend, during football season. So I don't know where it will end, and I don't know where I thought it might end. But the truth is, I was happy doing the Ivy League games. Yeah. And then I was happy doing the Army games. Like I'm just happy calling football games. Now calling NFL games on CBS, it's great, and more people are watching, and I get more money, and more people talk to me about it. But I was happy doing the Pennsylvania High School State Championship games.
Well, you're a 15-year overnight success. You've worked, you know what I mean? You've
Thank you.
Your way all the way through here. So when we first started running into each other, I guess it was Army-Navy back 2015, 16. Yeah. And the idea of what you could do and what you were about to become, is it because you had to work so hard to be the player that you were that you just kind of put your head down and went to work and just kept doing what you were doing to get here?
A couple things. One is I truly don't know anybody that I feel like loves football more than me.
Truth.
And there are people that love football. I guess if you talk to people that know me, teammates, college or NFL or whatever, I'd be surprised if they said, oh, no, this other guy loves football more than Ross. That's part of it. I have a process that is very intensive. I never compare it to other people because I don't know what they do, but I know I put a lot of time into it. And then the last thing is, guys, and I don't know the better way to phrase this, but like you can't fake your personality. Your personality is just kind of who you are. You get it from your mom and dad. And I feel like I'm very fortunate in that regard. Mm-hmm. People that meet me, like, tonight's the media party, like, this is just how I am. Like, this is how I am all the time. I don't know any different. And so I'm very thankful that this is my natural state, if you will.
Do you love this weekend's game?
I love aspects of this weekend's game. I like the message it sends that everybody has a chance start of the year. I mean, two teams whose odds were worse than 50-1 in the Super Bowl, that is awesome. And that's so unexpected. And I think that part of it's super cool. In particular, I think I'm kind of, rooting is not the right word, but I love what Sam Darnold's doing. He's a fellow member, AJ, of the 5-team club. There's not a lot of us, okay? Isn't that interesting? 5 teams he played for, 5 teams for me, and no overlap. I was Redskins, Cowboys, Bills, Patriots, Browns, and he was Jets, Panthers, Niners, Vikings, Seahawks. So he's kind of repping, I feel like, all of us journeyman guys that kind of bounced around and had to claw out a career.
Oh yeah, those
he
top 5 picks who just were grinding all.
I know.
Ivy League top 5 picks. That's what it is. Speaking of, I like that aspect of the story too, but I love watching I just love football, but I still love to watch the best quarterbacks play, and I don't know, like with Mahomes not here, no Lamar, no Joe Burrow, no Josh Allen. It just feels like what we measure these games on is how great are the quarterbacks. What we measure how great teams are is how great is the quarterback play. And it just feels like without that mega star super quarterback, I feel like I'm being cheated a little bit. I guess you could look at it as maybe, Drake May is going to be that, or Sam Darnold is finally figuring out how to become that. But it just does feel like I'm being shorted on that front.
Well, Drake May is like the next guy. I mean, and Drake May is going to be probably MVP runner-up, might even win it, but probably runner-up. He's second-team All-Pro quarterback, leads the NFL in completion percentage and yards per attempt. I mean, Drake May is the real deal. And as for Sam Darnold, I don't know. He probably cemented himself this year, certainly top half of the league, maybe top 10. So I think there's pretty good storylines for both quarterbacks. And I think there's a pretty good chance that we're going to see, Sam Darnold, but in particular Drake May, emerge to be one of those guys. And this is just kind of step one. He probably got here, AJ, earlier, than we were expecting.
Since we've been talking with you about these 2 quarterbacks, I couldn't help but think about the way who's going to suffer the most with a loss. Which one will Sam Darnold ever overcome a loss if he doesn't get there, or did they do enough?
That's a great question. I think if Sam Darnold loses, the thought process is, you still need an elite quarterback to win a Super Bowl. And he's just not quite good enough, and he lost to a better quarterback. It does depend on how the game gets played out, though, too. Drake May will have a chance to get back, but we've seen other guys, other years that, Dan Marino types that they never do get back.
When we first met years ago, I got something from you. It was called a front page story, Doug.
Yeah.
I bought it. I met you right before Thanksgiving. It was Army Navy. And I needed something for Christmas.
Yes.
I got it for grandmother, and I'm glad you're back here doing it again. This is one of the few things I can speak from personal reference. This is really something else. It is very cool what you're doing. I'm glad you're still doing this, thefrontpagestory.com.
By far the best Valentine's Day gift out there. It's myfrontpagestory.com. To be able to talk to a writer for 10 minutes, tell them how great your significant other is, or you can fill out an email. They write this unbelievable story. It looks like it's on the cover of the newspaper, framed, beautiful. And when she's opening it, you just say to her, honey, I want to do something special for you. So I had a story written about you. Like, that sounded like the most romantic gift ever. And then when she actually reads it, make sure you tell the writer, I never thank her enough for all the little things. She will cry. You will win. MyFrontPageStory.com. I would not steer you guys wrong. MyFrontPageStory.com.
It works. Ross Tucker joining us. If you're not listening to the podcast, you probably don't know what the hell's going on anyway. So. Thanks for stopping by, Ross.
Of course, Rob, always.
Our AA Best Bell Bonds radio row coverage live from San Francisco is brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. More behind-the-scenes access is coming up next on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We do have a new trouble spot, 37 northbound Loop 410, southeast side of town. It is an accident. It's taking up a left lane, so expect delays to start right around Pressa. It's going to set you back about 5-7 minutes. Stalled 18-wheeler, I-10 frontage road westbound, Vance Jackson right lane, I-10 frontage road eastbound between FM 1516 and 1604, far east side of town. That is now a closure, 18-wheeler rollover accident. And that road work, 35 northbound O'Connor to Judson, still has 2 right lanes blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the big game in Silicon Valley. And the only local station bringing you exclusive wall-to-wall coverage from the Bay Area. All brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. We're live from Radio Row with insider interviews, breaking stories, and all of the pregame excitement leading up to the superb hour. From the biggest names in sports to behind-the-scenes access, we've got it all. Your AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage is brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Your front row seat to the backstage action, live from the Bay Area, is 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Capital One offers no fees or minimums on checking accounts. And most Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One N.A. Member FDIC.
Did you wake up this morning feeling good, working out, ready to go and attack the day? If you did, carry on. You're doing things the right way. But if you're like most of us, you woke up with something painful, something keeping you from doing things you need to do or want to do. And if you're living that life, stop, because Arasti's available to you today and can get you fixed fast. See, Arasti providers are all around San Antonio, these highly trained medical professionals that have one job, and that's to get you out of pain as fast as possible. And I want that for you. And listen to this. Arasti providers, they do not require any kind of referral. You can call them right now. Here's the number. It's 1-800-404-6050. There's one less than 10 minutes from where you are at now. I bet you want to find out. Go to Arasti.com. They got a great map there. Listen, their hands-on approach works. They get in, find what the problem is, fix the problem, and the pain just disappears. I've had lower back issues most of my adult life. Limped into Arasti about 10 years ago. They got me fixed in a couple of visits, and I have been a patient for life. Give them a call today, 1-800-404-6050. The website, Arasti.com. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Call Arasti, let them fix you, and then come on by. Thank me later.
Celebrate the 17th annual Pork Rind Appreciation Day with PorkRinds.com and NFL legend Devin Hester. We're teaming up to support the Gridiron Greats Assistance Fund, helping retired players get the medical care they deserve. Want to get in the game? Visit PorkRinds.com to play their Crunch Time Hero game and enter daily to win a trip to the 2027 big game in LA, plus a year's supply of pork rinds. Grab the perfect low-carb snack and be your own Pork Rind Appreciation Day hero today at PorkRinds.com.
Hello, this is Jason Thompson, and as you know, I've been practicing law here in San Antonio for more than 30 years, helping people and families injured in traffic collisions. So I'm often asked, what is the worst thing you can do after a traffic collision? And the answer is easy. That's trying to handle it on your own without an attorney. Insurance companies have spent billions perfecting their strategy of paying nothing or as little as they can get away with. It wouldn't be David versus Goliath. It would be David versus a million Goliaths. You have no chance. Using AI for help is even worse because AI routinely gives dangerously inaccurate legal advice. It is laughably bad on the law. So bad that a lawyer filing a document drafted by AI will likely be disbarred in Texas. Keep it simple. Just call me. My name is Jason Thompson. I'll give you a free review of your case with no obligation to hire me. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com. That's alawyerforus.com.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-1073. 800-499-1073. 800-499-1073.
It's San Antonio's newest sports watching destination, Novo Brazil Brewing Company. Craft beers, kombucha on tap, a handcrafted food menu, 8 massive LED screens conveniently attached to North Star Mall, open late. Novo Brazil Brewing Company. Go to novobrew.com.
Looking for TRT? Don't pay hundreds or settle for low-dose TRT. Synergenics and Low T Center take most insurance plans and customize each dose for maximum safe results. Don't compromise your health. Go to Synergenics.com or LowTCenter.com to book your free T-test today.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, day 3 of our AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage, and we got a couple of Dallas Cowboys wide receivers.
That's right. CeeDee Lamb and Ryan Flanoy going to join us here on The Blitz, and a Cowboy legend hoping to get into the Hall of Fame as well, Darren Woodson at 4:30.
And the Spurs with a big game inside the Frostbank Center against Oklahoma City. We'll preview that.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Our AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage live from San Francisco is brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds.
But somebody got to do it. Turn the TV off, turn the radio on.
Yeah. Pro Bowl's on, turn it off.
That's right. Turn it off.
Is that Bad Bunny?
No.
Is that Bad Bunny out here?
No.
That's not Bad Bunny. That's Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, that's last year. I'm sorry.
He's speaking
I'm sorry,
English,
that was last year. I can't understand any of it anyway.
All right.
It's all pops and buzzes.
Mustard! What do you put on your hot dog? Mustard!
What do you coat your brisket with?
Mustard! Somebody got to do it.
I don't know who that is.
Well, I think Mustard is the DJ. Yeah,
Mustard.
Yeah.
See.
Oh man, somebody got to do it.
Blah, blah. Blah 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 blah.
Poor
Rob, you're such a hater. You're a player hater. You're a player hater.
I just hate the game.
Yeah, I know.
I don't hate the player.
Did you see what Todd Monken said? Maybe sort of a pushback.
Did he decline
on
the offer? Has
Jim
he backed
Schwartz.
out of taking this? No.
No.
Okay.
He said, I thought he would try to smooth things over.
Do you say eat my shorts, Mr. Schwartz?
He basically said, I didn't take this job because of Jim Schwartz. We're not planning to change the defensive system. We're built for the system the players are in currently. I'm not going to get into staffing today because it's not the time to get into that. But the team can rest assured we're going to keep the same system. We're going to let them attack, still going to let them play free. I don't see another way. They're a big reason I took this job. The defensive players, I didn't take this job because of Jim Schwartz. I have a lot of respect for Jim, as I would hope he has for me. But I think for the players here, the ownership and the GM, the ability to build this roster from the ground up on the offensive side. That doesn't seem like the way you know how they say you'll catch more with honey than vinegar.
Well, Schwartz started this.
Well, yeah, but so maybe try to smooth it over. Don't just say
Why?
I don't get it.
He ain't staying
because he's important.
He ain't staying.
I don't
Schwartz
know.
knows it. Oh, well, Monken is a first-time dude. He's going to go hire a guy that hasn't been in the building. Monken can't afford to have Schwartz in the building. Just like you have to be the dog. You have to be, and I just can't afford politically, no matter how good a coach you are. I can find somebody that can that can coach defensively and figure out something to do with that big edge rusher I got. I think whoever I hire has that little bit of a leg up, and I'm not going to let Schwartz undermine me because he wanted this job. Yeah. No way.
He said, I said this to the other guys, and I didn't think I'd say it, but I'm going to say it today. When I was preparing for the Cleveland Browns when I worked in Baltimore, I wasn't trying to chip Jim Schwartz. I was chipping Myles Garrett. When I was sliding in protection of the outside linebackers or to Grant Delpit blitzing off the edge, I was sliding protection of the players, not the coach. That's what I've been worried about. All right. I mean,
if Schwartz could have been here, if Schwartz would have been hey, the guy got the job. I love coaching here. I'd like to have been the head coach, but being a defensive coordinator, coaching the best player in football, I'm happy. He didn't do that.
No, you're right. I mean, this is we talk about it all the time, Jimmys and Joes. It's the most important thing is having great players.
Oh, yeah.
But man, in the NFL, good coaches are worth their weight in gold
because they're all good now. I mean, everybody's nearly great.
Well, I think Jim Schwartz has proven to be above the normal.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. The coaches,
level.
The great coaches are the separator now, so they do matter. But there are times you have to also be political as the loser and go, well, I lost the job. I don't want to leave because I know how good I got it coaching, this team, the way that it's put together. So I'm just going to I'm a happy camper and I'll get a job next year. But he didn't do that.
Well, I don't know.
He burnt the bridge.
I think so. I mean, I don't know if he'll get a head coaching job next year. I think he'll probably end up being a DC somewhere and doing very well because that's what he's good at.
Yeah. But I mean, obviously he aspires to be a head coach. So I think that aspiration is going to continue.
Probably so until he does it and fails again.
Probably. And he'll get that chance. He is that good.
That's generally the way it works. It's been a while since he's had that chance. Maybe he's changed. I don't know. Maybe I'm just assuming he is the same coach that he was when he was in Detroit, and he will not succeed as a head coach. But who knows? It's been a long time, so he may have developed. He may be more willing to put the right people about him. I don't know, but. I just thought if I were Monk, and my first priority would have been making sure Jim Schwartz was happy and stayed there. And hey, man, I want to work with you, buddy.
I get the sense that there ain't nothing good going to come out of this, so you might as well get out now.
You're probably right. So there you have it. That's the latest on that front of the NFL. The NFLPA, yesterday we talked about the Roger Goodell and his thoughts on several things, including technology in refereeing and an 18th game. And the NFL Players Association came out. David White, who's the interim executive director, came out and said, the 18th game is not casual for us. It's a very serious issue. It's something that comes out of negotiations, and nothing will move forward until players have the opportunity to account for all those factors, take that into consideration, and then through negotiations agree or not to the 18th game. But our members have no appetite for a regular season 18th game.
Absolutely not.
No
Let's
appetite.
talk money. Absolutely not. Let's talk money. Absolutely not. Let's talk money.
That's always kind of the deciding factor is like, I've got no interest in doing that.
None.
But
let's talk money.
Yeah.
As we stand, I have no interest in doing it, but I'm always interested in money. So let's talk about some of that.
Vic, are you
like we said?
Vic, are you interested in making out with a guy?
No.
What about
How
for
much?
$2 million?
Nope.
$5 million.
I think we're
It has
getting
to start
close.
with a T. With a trillion.
$3 million.
Nope.
$30.
Yeah, $30. And a loose handshake.
I bet you
And
do
a Diet
it, Vic.
Coke.
Hey, dude, I'm
And a
telling you
Diet
right now, if your wife found out that you wouldn't make out with a dude for $2 million, she'd leave you.
She would.
Well, if my wife made out with a girl for $2 million, I wouldn't actually pay for that.
Well, yeah,
See?
you'd have to get the $2 million from making out with a dude.
Yeah,
so
no, I
it's
won't do
it's
that,
a circle
no.
of life.
Well, like we said, when we talked about this yesterday, the money involved is going to get the Players Association organized and elect a president, because that's the first thing that's going to have to happen. But there's a lot of money at play here. They know it. NFL knows it. So when the players union says we don't take a casual approach to this, yeah, I imagine you don't. There's too much money at stake.
Yeah,
add another weekly paycheck, and considering you only get so many, and that paycheck will be at least equal to the other 17.
Right.
We're talking a whole house, for a lot of people. We're talking millions for one more week of work. So, yeah, I think the players are organized. They'll put something together, and we're going to have an 18th game.
I think eventually we will as well. But at least as of now, the NFLPA going to play hard to get. The Buffalo Bills, obviously, we know a lot of the fan base has been upset about the way this offseason's gone. But Brandon Beane, for what it's worth, said, F the outside. It's all about the right selection for this team, and if they win, or if we win, they'll love it. So
that's true.
That's a bold strategy. Also, when your fan base is mad that you're still in a position they think you should be fired from, and you say F those guys, they'll like it when we win.
Well, that's true.
If you don't win, we already know what's going to happen.
Right. So he knows exactly where he stands, which I appreciate. And he does sound like a man who narrowly avoided a fatal car crash. Like he probably should be dead right now next to his head coach. And he's standing there knowing, man, I only got a year. This is either going to work or it's not.
Yeah. The Buffalo News has done surveys over the last couple weeks. 75% of participants disagreed with the decision to fire McDermott. Less than 38% agreed that Joe Brady was the right hire for head coach. And Beane was talking about if his job security was related to Brady's success. And he said, it's the same thing I said when I took Josh Allen. If I'm wrong, the moving company will be at my house. So I understand, and I'm not going to have a regret of choosing someone to appease the outside if I thought I should have been doing something different. If I'm wrong, I'll effing take my job and I'll effing go home. Well, listen. You drafted Josh Allen. We're going on like 9 years ago now. Like maybe let's stop putting that at the top of your resume. Like what else have you done? And that's where I think people are frustrated with him. But he brings it up every chance he gets.
Of course.
I did draft Josh Allen. I did draft Josh Allen.
Look what I made out of it.
Yeah. So I don't know if. He says, I don't want to be wrong and see him go somewhere else when my gut told me it was Joe Brady. I'm never going to do that. So he said he followed his gut, and I'd love for everyone to cheer every move, but it's not about winning the press conference. It's about winning games over there. So the strife continues between Bills fan and Brandon Beane.
Do you think Beane will be the GM this time next year? When we're sitting at the next Super Bowl, you think he's going to be celebrated or gone?
No, I think. Well, you know what? Yeah, he just signed a new deal, so I don't know. Maybe he will be around. I don't know. They don't seem any. They don't seem in any rush to move on from that guy. Finally, Matt Ryan, in other NFL news and notes, said that he is not committed to a quarterback yet. So it's not necessarily a given that Michael Penix is going to be the quarterback. They asked him, if Penix is going to be the starter when he comes back. Ryan said, neither of us are the head coach of the football team, so we can't answer that. I think we start to get into this process and dive deeper into the roster, how it currently stands, where it's going in the future. I think those are conversations that will be a part of it. Quarterback's obviously very important. We're excited about Mike and what he's doing with his rehab. I've been up at the facility, and Michael's been in there attacking that. He's in a good space right now, so we're excited about where he's at. But certainly a lot of discussions for us about the entire roster. I'm not sure what that means, but it doesn't sound great if you're Michael Penix. I can tell you that.
I mean, he is hurt and didn't show a lot, but I mean, where else are they going to go? I mean, to go and do anything else would involve somehow getting rid of Cousins' money, right?
Cousins is likely to be a cap casualty anyway.
You'd like to think. So if they don't have Cousins and they don't have Penix, what do they got? I mean, where else are they going to go? Unless they're drafting.
Just so you know, Matt Ryan, same draft class as Joe Flacco. If Joe Flacco can do it, why not Matt Ryan?
Hey, Phil Rivers opened the gate for the old guys. Maybe he's got the Phil Rivers Academy now. Philip Rivers has opened a new quarterback academy for those that are 40 and older. It's like a seniors fun camp. And maybe if things work out, you get to play in an NFL game for $10,000.
A real live game.
A real live game. You just got to go through the Philip Rivers quarterback academy for 40-year-old and older. I mean, how hard could it be?
How hard could it be? Do you think it's harder or easier than Vic making out with a guy?
For $2 million, Vic, there'd be lipstick on your lips.
Oh,
you'd be going to town.
I think so, Vic.
Nope.
I think so. I don't believe you.
Now, if the cash was in front of me,
That's
like all the
saying,
100,
it would be.
Yeah,
It would be right there.
Oh, yeah.
I may ask like how long, but
it's like it's 2 minutes. It's $1 million per minute. $1 million per minute.
Nope, not even a millisecond.
Come on. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, there is a big game tonight in town, Rob. I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on out there. I know you're in San Francisco. I don't know if they even play basketball out there.
I don't think they do.
But here in town, there's a big game tonight. We'll talk about that on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson, KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Big games, weekend trips, last-minute plans, and I know February gets busy, and as an empty nester, I like to feel like I can get away whenever I want, no matter if there's a big game or maybe there's that long weekend that you want to go celebrate with. That's why Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit has been so important in my life, because they're available to take care of my furry family members. While my kids are gone, my dogs are still here, and with those dogs, 6,000 square feet of indoor play space, 5 outdoor play yards, and fully trained staff supervising my dogs. They stay happy, they stay safe, they stay active while I'm gone. And when you start including grooming and training, the one-on-one time that just makes the stays unforgettable for the dogs, I can tell you this, the way I judge a kennel, a pet resort, is how my dogs act when I get home. Do they come home and immediately drink a bunch of water and eat? That tells me they were nervous and not happy there. Not when they come home for Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit. They come home tired. They go home and go to sleep because they've had a good time and they've had a safe time doing it. Write this number down. It's 210-750-1298. And by the way, they're accepting new all the time for the drop-offs, for the weekly stays, or maybe it's for the day-to-day as you're heading out to work. You want to make sure your dogs are taken care of. That's Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit. The number's 210-750-1298. Take your babies there, and I know you're going to thank me later.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What if sports were traded like markets? Now you can test your sports IQ in real time with Robinhood Prediction Markets. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. You can buy or sell your positions all game long. You know the game. Put it to use. Trade every play with Robinhood. Download the app today. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hey, the big game is almost here, but every game is big when you play Prize Picks because it's so fun to be right. And when the big game comes around, I'm talking 2,000 times your money. But you got to remember something. That's the code Alamo. With $5, you can get $50 in free play when you go download the Prize Picks app. But when the big game hits, the specials are here, and we've got them. And I love Prize Picks because if my guy is winning, I can cash out early. That's one of the best things about Prize Picks is they take care of you from beginning to end. Prize Picks offers 2,000 times your cash. I've heard all different numbers, not 2,000 from other places. So when it comes down to the big game, and it could be that big game or any big game, Prize Picks makes it a big game. Download the app, use the code Alamo, and use some big free money to play the big game. Prize Picks, let me tell you how good it feels, because it feels so good to be right.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy plate, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Still working that accident on the southeast side at 37 northbound at 410. It's in the left lane. About a 15-minute delay. That's got yourself from Southton. 35 northbound O'Connor up to Judson Road. That's road work. 2 right lanes blocked. About a 10-minute delay has you slow from Walsham. And a couple of 18-wheeler accidents. I-10 frontage road westbound Vance Jackson. That right lane blocked. And I-10 frontage road eastbound between FM 1516 to 1604. Far east side of town. Still closed with an 18-wheeler rollover accident. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
In the NBA, Spurs forward Victor Wembanyama has been named Western Conference Defensive Player of the Month for January. He averaged 2.2 blocks a game, 8.2 rebounds, and the Spurs had a defensive rating of just 108.1, second in the Western Conference over that span. The Spurs get back to work tonight as they welcome Oklahoma City into the Frost Center. Tip is set for 8:30. It's going to be fun. The trade deadline is coming fast. It's Thursday. Lots of big pieces are starting to move. The Memphis Grizzlies have forwarded Jared Jackson and multiple players to the Utah Jazz for multiple players and 3 future first-round picks. Stay with San Antonio Sports Star all day long for NBA trade deadline news. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Live from AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row in San Francisco with coverage leading up to Sunday's big game. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Heyo, 8:03 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Oklahoma City Thunder head into San Antonio today.
Did they rest everybody last night in preparation for the showdown?
They really took it easy last night, where they got a 128-92 win over Orlando. Chet played 27 minutes. Shea played 28. They did get a lot of contributions from the bench in a game that was pretty much wrapped up early on in this thing.
That was a lot of minutes.
They were up 25 points at the end of the first quarter. So they probably felt like, they might be able to go. 39-14 was the first quarter score in that game.
Well, we loosened the cap on Orlando. Remember, we landed in Orlando after having some kind of in-flight emergency and kicked their ass. So I don't think it took much for OKC to go to work.
No. And now they head into San Antonio again. I kind of thought maybe they wouldn't give a full blast effort last night, but it was clear they wanted to make a statement. This game is big for the Spurs because.
So who we got healthy?
Who, San Antonio or Oklahoma?
Yeah, is Castle playing?
That's
is Barnes playing?
From what I understood, Castle was a rest day, and because they got everybody else back, they were like, oh well, we can rest Castle for a day. I would assume that I kind of think the Spurs right now have a full clip, right? Like, I mean, can you think of anybody that is?
Well, Harrison missed his first game in like a decade.
As a Spur in
Charlotte. So if it's come down to that, now I'm looking at who we've got. Castle's game time. Sohan is definitely out. Williams is out obviously with hamstring. So they don't have anybody other than Williams out, and we have game time for Steph. So Harrison Barnes is a full health as of right now.
Yeah, I think anybody who doesn't play tonight for San Antonio is probably we can probably wake up and have a discussion about whether or not he's going to be on the team the next day. Yeah, because that's
right.
I do think.
Well, not Steph. I think Steph is hurt. I think Castle is in fact hurt.
Okay, but I think that I expect everybody who is going to be a Spur for the rest of the season. I expect to see him on the floor tonight. I don't think Castle's hurt enough to miss this game.
I would assume, but if he's not, I don't think it's because they're holding him back because of a trade might be imminent. I do believe it's because there is a genuine injury. But and I will also say they can't beat Oklahoma City without Steph Castle having a game. So he needs to. If he's playing, we got a shot. Without him, no matter here or there, it makes it that much more difficult.
The Spurs right now sitting 6 games behind Oklahoma City in the standings. So this is if the Spurs lose this game, I don't want to say the gap's like unreachable, but I don't think the Thunder are going to lose 20 games this year. You know what I mean? I think that
barring injury, no.
Yeah.
No.
So and they've dealt with injury. Barring injury to Shea is what it really boils down to.
Yeah, exactly. Barring injury to Shea, there's no catching them. But I don't think we're at the point where you profit take. So I do think the Spurs are going to come to town. I think they're ready to play this game. I would like to think that Steph Castle comes at it. This is one of those games I know that's been circled. They knew it was coming. I think they've been getting ready for this kind of stuff, playing dudes that weren't playing a lot early on when we played OKC. So I think we'll see a little bit more different rotation. And I think we'll see a little bit of rookie Carter getting some valuable minutes tonight. So it'll be one more piece in what is this, evolving roster that seems to it seems to be preparing for us to see both rookies playing a whole lot by the end of the year.
Yeah, I thought the Spurs had embarrassed the Thunder in those first couple games, and I think the Thunder came out pissed off last time. And of course they end up embarrassing the Spurs. I want to see if it swings back. I want to see if the momentum swings back to San Antonio in this one, because again, the Spurs have rest. The Thunder just played last night, and the Thunder have to travel today or travel last night. This feels like maybe a spot where the Thunder or the Thunder might be sleepy enough that the Spurs can get a win here. What do you think the Vegas line is on this game?
Oh man, I'd have it tight. I'd give just the home, because it's close. San Antonio at home, Spurs and 1.
The Thunder are 1.5. Thunder are 1.5 point favorites.
So they went 2.5. They went 2.5 the other way for me. So yeah, it's pick them.
I mean, that's what they're saying essentially. Is they're saying on a neutral court, this would be like
half a point.
Yeah, the Thunder would maybe be 4 points better on a neutral. So you factor in home court, and now it's like they're saying the Thunder they're slightly better. I
don't think they're giving Oklahoma City enough credit, to be quite frank.
You know what? I kind of think that too, and I had regret not betting on them last night. And I like when we talked about that game, and you were like, "Well, remember that?" I was thinking, "Oh, they've got back to back. They might rest guys," and of course they never needed to. It was never in doubt.
Well, they did play Shea 30 minutes, that's nearly 30 anyway, and Chet too. Those are pretty big numbers. That's more minutes than I thought they'd get.
It's just kind of what I've always said about Dagnall is like it seems like they act like every game is Game 7 of the finals.
Yeah.
Like they do not take their foot off the gas.
Pay attention to Hartenstein tonight. I mean, one of the matchups that we did beat them, he was absent, and he does make a difference, especially in the Wemby rules realm that we've run into, where get into his chest and body him. That's going to be a Hartenstein job, and if they're getting some home calls, then everything will be all right. But if Hartenstein's allowed to get into Wemby's body and defend him like the others that have been successful, it could be a long night. It might be a rough one.
Yeah, he did not play in the loss either last month. So Hartenstein just kind of getting back into the flow of things. And I think it's a good matchup to watch because so far this year, at least in the head-to-heads, Wemby has handled Chet Holmgren.
Yeah.
So maybe the approach is to be a little more physical with Wemby. I think that's kind of the recipe that everybody's got right now on how to handle Wemby is to be a little more physical with him. So I'd expect that. But yeah, I'm intrigued by this game. I don't have a great feel for who's going to win it, just because I mean normally I would say, man, that's a very cheap number on Oklahoma City. But also we've seen. I mean, I've seen the Spurs play them really well this season, so I don't want to discount what the Spurs can do here. And also the fact that Jalen Williams is out, I think, is a big deal.
It matters.
In that last game, that was a major factor. So,
well, no matter the outcome tonight, whether they beat them, it's not going to add to the Spurs' belief. They know they can beat them. And whether it's 2 consecutive ass whoopings, which it might be, but the Spurs know that when they play the way they want to play, that they can beat them. And I think that the lesson has already been learned. Now we're going to see just how good is this team. I mean, how is this team kind of functioning?
I think now, I generally think you're right. I think it's going to be very difficult for the Spurs to catch the Thunder in the standings. I would.
Oh no, I'm talking about if they had to play them in a playoff series way down the road. They're not going to catch 6 games back now. They're not that good, and Oklahoma City is not bad enough to lose that many games.
What I'm getting at is I think the Spurs' priority now is making sure that they finish in that 2 or 3 spot. So if they do see the Thunder in the playoffs, it won't be till the Western Conference Finals. I think that's going to be the priority is not falling all the way down to that 4 or 5 realm where you might have to see the Thunder in round 2. But that means that every one of these games is big. It's because again, the Spurs are 1 game ahead of the Nuggets, a game and a half ahead of the Rockets.
And think about that. Yeah, one game. And those games that you lose in Charlotte in a blizzard while you come up with an excuse. The weather was bad. Yeah, they bite you in the ass. So when you lose the games like Oklahoma City, when you're supposed to lose to the better team, that's how you stay behind, because the gimmies are the ones you take.
Yep. And of course, not here yet, but they're about to get into the rodeo road trip. And that's this is one of the last home games. There's only 3 home games between now and March 5th. And this is one of them. So another one this weekend against the Mavericks, and then one on the 19th against the Suns. Although that game on the 19th, that might be in Austin, right?
Yeah.
So that's not even the games. So there's only 2 home games left really between now and March 5th, and then the 2 Austin games against Phoenix and Sacramento in the middle of February. So got to take advantage of these opportunities while they're here. I am cautiously optimistic the Spurs make it a good game tonight, but
it'll be a good game.
I don't know. None of the games they've played so far have been good. Remember the Spurs have either. I guess the Spurs. One of the Spurs wins was really good. That was down to the wire, but
this isn't going to be a separate. If there's a separation of more than 10 points, it'll be up because Oklahoma City whooped them.
You think so?
Yeah, Oklahoma City's a juggernaut. We don't forget that we've had really good success and had some good luck against them. But last time we saw them, we saw what Oklahoma City's capable of, and now since we've seen them, the formula that has been the most successful has been adopted. Before they were putting Chet on him, and he was destroying Chet. And I think people adapted and realizing, don't try to match speed with him. Just get up and bully him. So it's going to be even easier to defend him, and because they have a guy like Hartenstein that can get out and do that, and Dort as well. Those little guys just give him trouble. So I do expect the clamps to be put on Wemby, and other guys are going to have to free him. And if they don't, it could get out of hand.
The game that was a one-score game, the 111-109 game, that was the first time they played. That was in Vegas. The two wins on December 23rd and December 25th, that was a 20-point Spurs win and a 15-point Spurs win. And then, of course, the last time they played was a 21-point win for Oklahoma City. So these teams have played in some blowout games this year. I like to think San Antonio won't get blown out on their home floor.
No.
But I've also seen this. I've seen this Thunder team blow out all kinds of teams on their home floor. I used to go by 30 in Cleveland. So it's hard to project what this team's going to do. I do know that San Antonio gets up for these games. I think that's been obvious.
Yep.
But I think now, I think after the first three, I think Oklahoma City decided, okay, we got to start taking the Spurs team seriously. And if the Thunder are taking the Spurs as seriously as the Spurs are taking the Thunder, generally I lean towards the better team.
I know this. If Shea takes 5-6 free throws in the first quarter, Spurs are in trouble.
I agree with that completely.
You know what I mean? If he's got 6 from the line.
If you're not getting any kind of home cooking, that's trouble.
They're in trouble. It could get out of hand.
All right. When we come back, Akbar Gbajabiamila. Oh, who says that perfectly, Rob?
Easy for you to say.
Chef's kiss on that. We'll talk to him out there from Radio Row. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, when you sit in another place, another city, I'm sitting in San Francisco, you don't ever consider the water you're used to at home until you drink it or you have to shower someplace else. And no matter where I go, the water quality I deal with is never up to the Connecticut standards that I'm just so accustomed to. And it's never been more apparent here in San Francisco. They're proud of their water. I'll tell you what, it's nothing like what I got. The water coming out of the aquifer down there, it makes some good sweet tea, and we love the light beer it makes, but some of that sediment you certainly don't want in your house, not in your pipes, not in your appliances or your skin or in your hair. That's why Connecticut has been so successful around here, because it just works consistently. You know, it works so well, you don't even plug those things in. There's not a motherboard to break. It just works every time you turn on the faucet. Saves you money on power, certainly saves you on salt. And as far as things that break, man, I've never had to use my warranty. Not once. The Connecticut just works. Now's the time to get one. Write this number down, 656-PURE. That's all you need to remember. Or ConnecticutSA.com. But if you give them a call today, they'll come out and put one in your home. If you're already plumb for it, because they want to prove to you. But it's time to buy. With your great credit, you got 0% financing and a gift on purchase. And that is a brand new reverse osmosis drinking station that they're going to put on your kitchen sink. They've got the decor to match yours. It'll make sure it's still pretty, and you're never going to have to buy another water bottle again. You're going to have ready filtered water right there at your sink for the pastas and your pizzas and everything else that the water is required. And you know you got the quality of Connecticut behind them. So call them today. Take advantage of the very best. Go get yourself the Connecticut you deserve. And I know you're going to come on by and thank me later.
Our AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage live from San Francisco is brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. More behind the scenes access is coming up next on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the big game in Silicon Valley, and the only local station bringing you exclusive wall-to-wall coverage from the Bay Area. All brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. We're live from Radio Row with insider interviews, breaking stories, and all of the pregame excitement leading up to the superb owl. From the biggest names in sports to behind-the-scenes access, we've got it all. Your AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage is brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Your front row seat to the backstage action, live from the Bay Area, is 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hello, this is Jason Thompson, and as you know, I've been practicing law here in San Antonio for more than 30 years, helping people and families injured in traffic collisions. So I'm often asked, what is the worst thing you can do after a traffic collision? And the answer is easy. That's trying to handle it on your own without an attorney. Insurance companies have spent billions perfecting their strategy of paying nothing or as little as they can get away with. It wouldn't be David versus Goliath. It would be David versus a million Goliaths. You have no chance. Using AI for help is even worse because AI routinely gives dangerously inaccurate legal advice. It is laughably bad on the law. So bad that a lawyer filing a document drafted by AI will likely be disbarred in Texas. Keep it simple. Just call me. My name is Jason Thompson. I'll give you a free review of your case with no obligation to hire me. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or my website, alawyerforus.com. That's alawyerforus.com.
Big games, weekend trips, last-minute plans. February gets busy. That's why Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuits is opening their doors to new furry family members this month. With over 6,000 feet of indoor play space, 5 outdoor play yards, and fully trained staff supervising your pup's every move, your dog stays happy, safe, and active while you're away. Add grooming, training, and special one-on-one time to make every day, every stay unforgettable. Call 210-750-1298 today. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuits.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Big tax changes this year could mean a bigger refund, and Jackson Hewitt knows how to get you your biggest. You'll get $100 just to try us. That won't make you filthy rich, but definitely gas plus groceries rich. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back, which would make you low-key loaded. Or at least wealthy adjacent? Go with our trusted pros and get $100 to switch. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
It's 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Big Game Giveaway. Predict the exact score of the big game in Santa Clara, California, and you could score $50,000. Make your predictions now at sasportstar.com. The 50K Big Game Giveaway, brought to you by Dietz Tractor. Score big with Dietz Tractor in Seguin and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Our AA Best Bail Bonds radio row coverage live from San Francisco is brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds.
Joining us now on the program live from Radio Row, we got a couple guests. Rob, once again, we like to tag team them here. Akbar Gbajabiamila. How did I do with that, Akbar? Is that solid?
You crushed it. You crushed it.
I practiced all morning. Okay.
We did.
And Steve Hartman are our guests. Guys, how are we doing out there? How's San Francisco treating you so far?
Steve, how's it doing for you?
So far, so good.
Yeah,
it's a little quiet early in the week, but we're ready. Calm before the storm.
Yeah, it is. That's a great way to put it. It's the calm before the storm coming up here. We always know, Super Bowl brings everybody in town. But for me, it's been pretty cool too, because I've had a chance in this quiet storm to kind of relive and reminisce my time here in the Bay Area. Playing across the Bay for the Oakland Raiders, and I remember coming up here doing a lot of shopping, buying a lot of Nike shoes. I remember that.
Where, right around the corner? What?
Yeah, when they used to have the little Nike store over there, going over to oh my gosh, I'm forgetting, California and Polk, Crustaceans. My favorite restaurant, Crustaceans on California and Polk. I used to thought I was so big time, dropping $200 on dinner. So
that was before the Ninja Warrior money started rolling in.
Well, more money than I made in the NFL.
Hey, man, I am not casting a single stone, brother, at all. Are we your second interview, or were you
second,
first? We were hoping to be the first.
Yeah, second.
Oh, well, I mean, I'll take seconds.
Okay.
As you talked about playing here and coming back here and being a player in the midst of all of this, when you look back on the environment, what this Bay Area was for football-wise now, when you had both teams here, and now, what does it feel like? Is it just different or sad?
I think it's bitter. It's bittersweet. You've seen the Raiders go off to Las Vegas and have success as far as setting up. And then you see the Niners who've gone further down, and they've got their place that they've been there over a decade now in Santa Clara. And so for that, I mean, obviously they still stayed in Northern California, but when you centralize the team, San Francisco and the Oakland Raiders, and there was that cool, nice little rivalry, and that rivalry is gone. And when you remove that type of rivalry from an area, that does something. You got the Golden State Warriors who moved to the San Franciscos. Maybe that made up for it a little bit, but it's different though. It's not the same vibe as it once was.
Akbar, you being a Raider and seeing, I mean, obviously it's been hard times for the Raiders basically since you left. It's been all downhill.
Literally.
What has to happen to fix that franchise, or is it beyond repair at this point?
No, nothing's ever beyond repair. I think the Raiders will find their way. Of course, we'll see what happens if, of course, it's reported that Clint Kubiak will be the next head coach for the Raiders. So we'll see if that does the turnaround. But, there's the newlywed. We've been through a lot of these newlyweds where there's a lot of hope and a lot of, something's going to happen with the Raiders. This is going to be it. You've got the number one pick. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Are you excited about a new head coach?
I am. Of course I am. I think it's always that. I was excited about Pete Carroll, and I thought that was – I wanted to see that mature a little bit longer, but, we'll see what happens with the Raiders this season.
Well, when you say there, nothing's beyond repair, how much of it do you put on ownership? And is ownership are they looking to improve the football team, or do you think they are, and obviously moving to Vegas was part of this, looking to run a successful business? And the Raiders are, from a business standpoint, very successful, just on the field have not been.
Well, I think what Mark Davis did, especially, adding Tom Brady to the ownership group, there's a commitment to excellence going back to Al Davis. When I was with the Raiders, it was Al Davis. Now Mark Davis, of course, takes over. And I think he understands the assignment in getting the Raiders back to excellence. And when you bring somebody like future Hall of Famer. I'm not going to say first ballot Hall of Famer because we saw what happened with Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm still a little upset about that because I love football. I'm a fan of the game. And when you get guys like Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick getting snubbed for first ballot, it pisses me off, to be quite frank with you. But I digress. Tom Brady, I think, is going to be able to infuse a lot of what needs to happen to get the Raiders back to where we need to be.
That is Akbar Gbajabiamila and Steve Hartman joining us. You know him from American Ninja Warrior. Let's talk about that for a second. Everybody watches it. We all talk about it. Why? What? Why is it so?
I think it's the stories behind it. Like I'd ask Steve. Like, Steve, do you honestly believe that you could compete and complete two different questions here, but complete and compete on American Ninja Warrior?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I think what people love about it is that you can take ordinary people who are not your LeBron James, who are not your Sam Darnold, who are not your, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and you can have them come out and compete on the course. And actually, Steve is being a little modest. I actually think he could compete on Ninja Warrior. We've had teachers come out there and do well and go out and hit buzzers. And so, I think that's what people love. I think they love the story.
Yeah, that's why everyone watches. They love the interviews. They love the seeing with their families. They're all in there with their shirts and the and their signs cheering for everybody, and everyone wants to hear the backstory. Yeah, it's good.
I had a chance to see you guys do it live down in San Antonio. I guess it's been probably 10 years ago or so, maybe
less than 10 years ago. Yeah,
downtown next to the river, and it is. Equally exciting live. It really is a thrilling kind of thing that you've kind of tapped into something that I don't think we knew we'd find, and you have hit it to where people look forward to seeing it, and the stories that you've talked about, and you've also got the returning stories that I've found so interesting because of the depth of how long you've been doing this now.
Now it's going on my 14th season.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's it's a legacy show, and especially in Hollywood now, where you've seen a lot of shows get canceled after a couple of seasons, and so it's been really cool to see American Ninja Warrior and its growth and to be part of this institutional type show. And it's been really fun. It really has. It's allowed me to meet a lot of cool and interesting athletes.
Talk about the game itself that we're here to watch, the Seahawks and the Patriots. How much are you keeping up with football these days? And what about ththese two teams? What about these teams makes this game exciting?
I think the defense is probably one of the bigger storytelling, as far as you're looking at both coaches, both Mikes, both defensive-minded guys, and the defense that has kind of let these guys. You always hear defense wins championships, but what happens when two defensive teams meet in the Super Bowl? I think the other side, too, on the offensive side, I love the Sam Darnold story. The Sam Darnold story to me has been amazing when I look at, so many people. It's kind of like Ninja Warrior. These are people that people doubt constantly, right? And they have this story of, overcoming different obstacles. And he's overcome so many different obstacles to get to this point in the Super Bowl. I think it's been outstanding. And so, Sam Darnold, I think, is going to shock a lot of people with his performances. He's done so well this season.
I have a question. What if he doesn't? What if he doesn't and he
the
proves what a lot of people say?
Well, the pundits will go back to, clowning him. That's what they do, right? Like I seen so many of these pundits come out and say, "Oh yeah, I love Sam Darnold. He's the best." I said, "Shut up! You were talking bad about this man for the last 7 or 8 years, and now all of a sudden he's the best thing." I hate when people do that. Like, no, like own the haterism. If you're gonna hate, like own the haterism. So many of these guys out there are doing that. They jump in the bandwagon,
Well, but I mean, let's face it. Sam Darnold stunk for about 5 years. I mean, if you were being objective, you had to say he stunk, and now he's objectively playing great. Like he's changed his own narrative, really.
Right. But I mean, if you have to acknowledge that, you have to acknowledge that you jumped ship. And you have to apologize that, because sometimes when you're down, people think that you're always going to stay down. And I think, like, even bringing it back to why I'm here, like, and with Steve, like, so many people feel the same way about their finances. People are going like, I'm down. I'm never going to be able to get out of it. But then all of a sudden you download that Experian app, and you know what ends up happening? You have your BFF, your big financial friend that allows you to come out of it and turn the corner by being able to cancel certain subscription. And that's something that I wanted to talk about, because Steve is the CMO for Experian, and this is something that we are really, really passionate about when it gets down to helping people change their financial health and their financial goal.
Now, Steve, when we hear Experian, we think my money and everything about me is so important, and everything that you guys can do to help us along this financial journey. What makes the BFF so accessible now for us to go get and take advantage of it?
Yeah, well, we've spent years building products for consumers to help them along their financial journeys. And, I think now we've kind of earned the right to come on shows like this and talk to you and say, hey, football fans, sports fans, all consumers can really be helped by the products that we've built. And as Akbar said, just things to save people money, things to get people anywhere towards financial empowerment, financial freedom. Like, these are the things that we're trying to trying to push to consumers, and we use football, we use live sports in our marketing to to reach this great audience, this big audience, and let everyone know that we're here for them.
Well, the first step is to download the app, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So go to Experian, download the Experian app, and it'll take you through. It'll be your first steps into financial understanding and getting to where you need to be. We're talking about car loans. Just about everything you need to do starts with your Experian experience.
And I'll tell you one that's as sneaky as the Seahawks defense that comes like on that blindside blitz that nobody sees. What happens, especially during the football season, right? All these games are on all these different platforms now, right? Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime, and it's on Netflix, and it's on this one, and it's on that one, and then it's on Peacock, and then you run to go get the subscription, right? And then you forget about it. Well, with the Experian app, what they do is they say, hey, look, we recognize that you're done with the football season. You're still paying for this, and it will alert you and allow you to understand, like, okay, cool, I can put this on pause and stop paying and wasting money. So many consumers are out there are spending money on unused subscriptions, and that's about $1,000 a year when you look at on average what people are out there having these subscriptions that they're not paying for. So you need a BFF. They got me because I'm 6'6", 270 pounds. So I'm your big financial friend. I'm like the Experian app. I'm your big financial friend. So make sure you download the app.
AJ, you got to get those apps off your phone, man.
I know. I got to get rid of this stuff. My wife says the same thing. Akbar Gbajabiamila, Steve Hartman, we appreciate the time, guys. Enjoy Radio Row and enjoy the game this weekend.
Oh, we appreciate you.
Our AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage live from San Francisco is brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. More wall-to-wall coverage leading up to Sunday's big game continues next on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Got a new trouble spot, I-10, lower level northbound, right as you approach Colorado. Stall right lane. Has you a little slow from Commerce. Just occurred. On 35 northbound, O'Connor to Judson. That's some ongoing road work. 2 right lanes blocked, and it is causing a little bit of a delay. I-10 on the frontage road, westbound Vance Jackson. That stalled 18-wheeler still there in the right lane. On I-10, frontage road eastbound FM 1516 to 1604. That's an 18-wheeler rollover accident. And on 37 northbound at 410, that wreck now off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. Monday, March 30th at the Golf Club of Texas. Get your slot now. $150 per person or $500 per foursome. The Spring Golf Classic, benefiting fitting animals at no-kill shelters across Texas, is presented by Flight by Yingling, sponsored in part by Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and Ancira.com. The Spring Golf Classic, Monday, March 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
This report is sponsored by American Public University.
Success starts with your drive. You bring the fire. American Public University will fuel the journey. Learn more at apu.apus.edu.
You know, as I'm sitting on Radio Row here at the big game, I walked yesterday nearly 18,000 steps up and down the San Francisco hills. I couldn't have done that 10 years ago. When I first walked into Dr. Jacob Torr's office there at the Institute for Functional Health, I was way overweight. My knees, there's no way my knees could have handled these steps. And all the weight I was carrying, there's no way physically I could have done it. Who'd have thought 10 years later, I'd be down 75 pounds, not on a single medication at all to monitor my blood pressure or anything else. And it's all due to the work I've gotten with Dr. Torres in the Institute, because I put the weight off and I've kept it off. So if I was coming to a place like this or anywhere else, I know nothing's going to keep me out of doing the things I want to do, because I have the health to go do it. And I want that for you. So call Dr. Torres today and let him put you on a program like mine, although it won't be like mine because everything's unique. He understands how you got here is very different from how I got here. And he'll put together a program that works without GLP-1s, without shots or medication. You can do it yourself. Trust me, you can with the right help. And it's Dr. Torres for me, and I can't recommend enough. So here's his number. It's 210-468-1891. His website is iffhealth.com. It is a great resource. Go there. Answer the questions he asks. It will open your eyes. If it's time to lose weight, whether you've been told by a physician or you just want to feel and look better, now's the time. Call Dr. Torres at the Institute. They will change your life. And when you do, come on by. Thank me later.
It's Pork Rind Appreciation Day at porkrinds.com. Hall of Famer Devin Hester and porkrinds.com are lining up to be the heroes for the Gridiron Greats Assistance Fund. Pork rinds are the MVP of the snack aisle. Low carb, gluten-free, and packed with protein. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Visit porkrinds.com to enter for a chance to win a 2027 Big Game Travel Package and a year's supply of rinds. Support a great cause and find your favorite rinds at porkrinds.com. Pork Rind Appreciation Day, the crunchiest day in football.
George gets justice. In San Antonio, we look out for each other. So if someone's reckless driving puts you in the hospital, don't call some out-of-town lawyer. Call someone who actually lives here and will fight for what you deserve. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers. Because to George, you're a neighbor and he's got your back. And remember, you only pay if they win. Call 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
Did you know GoodRx can help you save on medication, manage prescriptions, and get trusted health information? If you're one of the millions living with a heart condition, check GoodRx for an easier, more affordable way to manage your health. GoodRx offers common heart medications for under $30. Just search for your prescription, find the best price, then show your pharmacist the GoodRx coupon. And it works whether you have insurance or not. To start saving and better manage your heart health, download the free app or visit GoodRx.com today. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Didn't meet your goals in January? At Synergenics and Low T Center, they're extending their New Year's promos. Book a free T test and pick up discounted peptides and GLP-1s. They work with most insurance plans. Go to lowtcenter.com or Synergenics.com and book your appointment today.
It's San Antonio's newest sports watching destination, Novo Brazil Brewing Company. Craft beers, kombucha on tap, a handcrafted food menu, 8 massive LED screens conveniently attached to North Star Mall, open late. Novo Brazil Brewing Company. Go to novobrew.com.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-1073. 800-499-1073. 800-499-1073.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, day 3 of our AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage, and we got a couple of Dallas Cowboys wide receivers.
That's right. CeeDee Lamb and Ryan Planoy going to join us here on The Blitz, and a Cowboy legend hoping to get into the Hall of Fame as well, Darren Woodson at 4:30.
And the Spurs with a big game inside the Frostbank Center against Oklahoma City. We'll preview that.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Our AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage live from San Francisco is brought to you in part by Smoky Moe's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds.
Hey-o, good morning. AJ and Rob on a hump day. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Rob out in San Francisco. Did you find any rice-a-roni?
I have been on the search, brother. I haven't found a single rice-a-roni store.
Man.
Not a sign. Nothing.
Maybe it doesn't exist
I think this
anymore.
is a hoax. I think this is all made up. I don't think it's a San Francisco treat at all.
Actually, I think that what they now call the San Francisco treat, you might want to avoid. Happens in back alleys, and it usually ends in some sort of an
that's
infection.
Harmless.
No,
that's harmless.
I've seen people die from that. First of all,
it's not nearly as fun as the wild rice.
Well, that's true. Some wild rice. That is a treat. It is a real treat. What's on the docket for tonight, Rob? What's the big plan?
In fact, Famous James is not going to be happy with the news. I was just talking to a mutual friend of ours, Jeff Martindale, who's a big old muckety muck with ABC, ESPN now. they are looking for live bodies to go and for a meet and greet and party with Rich Eisen.
What?
Yeah.
Rich Eisen of the Rich Eisen Show?
That guy.
Wow.
So I might go by after the show and hang out with Rich Eisen. And then
Will you name drop Famous James?
Oh, of course I will.
Yes.
That's how I got in the door. And then afterwards, the good folks over with Southern Recipe Small Batch, we're going to go out to dinner.
Oh, is it a fancy dinner?
Whenever you're dealing with the pork rinds, folks,
I would say
it's going to be a fancy dinner.
Gentlemen, if you guys are real ballers, you'll find me some rice-a-roni.
I expect. I thought last night that the media party, which is traditionally where the host city wants to show off everything to all these media types like us to go talk about how wonderful San Francisco is. So the media party, we always look forward to it. It's really a blowout. Well, it was at the EA headquarters up there in Redwood, about an hour and 15-minute bus ride from where we are now. We roll into the campus, which is fabulous, as I recall. And, you walk in, everybody's like, EA, we're going to play games, and we're going to do it. We're going to see some really cool stuff. And having previously worked for EA, I know what's going on in that building, and they do have cool stuff.
Yeah.
So we got there, and they only had 2 big rooms. Had a DJ kind of playing who at one point offered a toast. I don't know what the hell she was doing. And then they fed us from the EA Sports canteen,
like their cafeteria. They're on site.
Their cafeteria. Now I'm sure it's kind of upgraded. It was sliders and there was some shrimp stuff, but I wouldn't say they went overboard. And that was it. There was normally they give us something like a little swag, give you something, and me and the free stuff.
Yeah, nope,
nothing to that.
Nothing free, huh?
No swag, no gimme. The lines at the bar were way too long. Now I don't want to blame EA.
All they did was offer a venue.
Right. But I have a feeling if they'd have known that, everybody we think of it as the EA party. And it was not the EA party. They were just the venue. But the host committee, they just didn't do anything for us. Nothing. They didn't care.
Well, that's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, it was a huge letdown.
I guess and I would have thought of it the same way. I'm like, it's the EA party. It's going to. Right. You know what? There used to be a thing called the Maxim Party, and
there was. Did you go to the Houston one?
Yeah. Yeah. And
I think that might have been the last one.
The Maxim parties were first of all they were awkward for big schlubby fat media dudes.
We didn't quite fit in there,
but it was a world of entertainment is all
that one. The one in Houston was actually put on by our favorite attorney, the favorite lawyer on Thomas J. Henry was the host of that Maxim party.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was.
I didn't know that. Oh, Well, those were the days. They don't quite do it like that anymore.
No.
Is there a cigar party later on in the week?
That's tomorrow night.
Okay. And who's
tomorrow
hosting
night
that?
Is the Ditka Jaws. Ron Jaworski is the host, though Mike Ditka's, thank God, is still with us, but he's not very a part of it. And it's a fundraiser for the players that played in an era where they didn't get retirement funds and retirement help and medical help. That they raise money to help them, and Southern Recipe plays a huge role in that.
Okay. So that's the game plan for tomorrow. Do not steal any murderer cigars, just so you know.
That never happened, AJ. That to this day, I don't know what happened to to those cigars. I claim no knowledge and had absolutely no forethought and nehave smoked anybody's ill-gotten cigar.
Could not have been you.
Whether
chance.
It was a linebacker that played for the Ravens and might have done some time in a pokey.
I don't think he did the time, actually.
Well, initially he did. He sat in the jail for like 24 hours?
Yeah, something like that. But who hasn't?
But convicted?
Yeah,
never convicted.
Never lost.
Oft accused.
Never
most
lost.
times correctly, but never convicted.
Well, you know who else was never convicted for murder? O.J. Simpson.
Never convicted.
Never convicted. That's true.
But if I did it, this is how I'd have done it.
Now, the latest in the never-ending cycle of criminal behavior amongst NFL players. The Detroit Lion fan that had his altercation with DK Metcalf has filed a lawsuit seeking $100 million in damages, claiming he was physically harmed and was falsely accused of making racist comments towards DK Metcalf. Now, as we know, Metcalf was suspended 2 games. He reached up and grabbed this fella, Kennedy. Ryan Kennedy, that was his name. Grabbed him during their altercation. Kennedy claimed the incident was sparked by him calling Metcalf by his full name. On Shannon Sharp's Nightcap podcast, Chad Ochocinco claimed that Kennedy used racial slurs in talking about Metcalf and his mother. That report was picked up by numerous outlets, and Kennedy's attorneys claimed the result was branding Kennedy as a racist on a national scale and subjecting him to death threats, hate mail, and severe damage to his business reputation. Kennedy held a press conference, a famous press conference, where he was wearing sunglasses and being just a backwards hat. It was very odd. And he publicly confirmed that he did not use racist language. So now we'll see how far. I don't know. I mean, this sounds like a he said, she said thing. I don't know.
That's all it is.
I don't know that there can be any like civil lawsuit settled here. Even
you can sue anybody for anything.
I just don't know that nothing can come of this. It doesn't feel like.
I can't imagine. Yeah, but it does feel like he did get Bartmaned. He did get. I mean, whether he did or didn't, he has been not doxxed. So people found out who he was and have come after him. So he kind of made his own bed, though. It feels like
nothing that $100 million won't patch right up. I think that
little $100 million lawsuit never hurt anybody's outlook.
The $100 million
amongst friends,
the famous $100 million Band-Aid that fixes everything. Everyone knows that. Did you see that Tom Brady has said that he will not be rooting for the Patriots on Sunday?
What?
Yeah. Tom Brady, who he does that podcast with Jim Gray, that Let's Go podcast.
Yes.
Tom says, I don't have a dog in the fight in this one. May the best team win. And in terms of the Patriots, this is a new chapter in New England. I'm glad everyone's embraced the Mike Vrabel regime and all the amazing players that have worked so hard to get their club to this position. We did it for 20 years. There was a little bit of a hiatus in there, but the Patriots are back, and it's a very exciting time for everyone in New England. But he has no dog in the fight. You root for people, and you want them to have great performances, even as a broadcaster when you're up there representing what people are watching. And I'm not working this game. I just want to see good football. I want to see good plays, good throws, good strategy, good decisions, and that's the joy in the game for me.
So what he's doing is separating himself from Belichick and Kraft, who didn't get the first ballot.
Or
I don't want anything to do with him.
Or he's saying, I don't want to publicly say that I'm cheering for the Seahawks because we're about to hire their offensive coordinator, but...
Oh, you're taking the ownership side of things.
I'm just saying.
That would be tampering, I guess, right? So he has to step
about to write a check for Clint Kubiak. So maybe that.
No, there you go. I thought he was like, I just saw what happened to Belly. I'm stepping away from any of the Hall of Fame stuff because I don't want to be affiliated with that. I got a first ballot to deal with next year.
I also think once you're an owner of one of 32 franchises, you probably don't want to be publicly perceived as cheering for any of the other 31. You know what I mean?
Well, I think we would accept the fact that if it was the Patriots that Brady would go, yeah, I'm kind of with them, no matter what you say, but I get the fact that he's separating, distancing, but
yeah, you put on your black and silver hat and you,
I don't think of him as a buck. I can tell you that.
He won a Super Bowl there though.
It's fine.
It's not enough for you.
Like Barry Switzer's a Dallas Cowboy then, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he's got one. He's got a ring.
Yeah, as much a Cowboy as anybody else,
That's
I
right.
suppose.
That is right. I think he's just trying. I think he's just trying to stay neutral because he knows.
Yeah,
like you want broadcast. You want to be in the back end of things. He's probably learning it's more and more difficult now, especially being an owner. It's more and more difficult. You don't want to be perceived as biased in some way.
As an owner with New England, isn't he some kind of consultant with the Dolphins too?
No, that's a who was that? That's a different. I forget who it was. No, I think maybe he was doing that, but then he had to leave that to go on the Raiders. But now they've got someone else doing that for them too. Another famous guy. I can't think of who it is off the top of my head, but yeah, I'm not. I don't think he can possibly work for two organizations at the same time. That would be a wild conflict of interest. I would assume, but who knows? Right. And finally, in the NFL, the new head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, Matt LaFleur, says that he will call the offensive plays while being the head coach. So he is coming in to not only be the head coach, but will also be the offensive play caller. And he says he did talk to Kyler Murray, described their conversation as good, though he said conversations regarding Murray and the rest of the roster were to begin in earnest yesterday afternoon. He said he didn't directly address Kyler's future with the franchise, but LaFleur was facing, he said LaFleur said that facing Murray when they were both in the NFC West together was never fun. He says, I have a lot of respect for Murray as a player, having the 5 years to go against him, a lot of respect for him as a player, and he was never a fun challenge to go against.
I like it. I'll go ahead.
Kyler Murray's guaranteed $40 million for next year. It is hard to imagine that now on the 5th day of the league year in March, he's due another $17 million guaranteed for 2027. You got to make a decision pretty quick, but when you got a guy who's $40 million guaranteed next season, that's hard to just shut the door and say like, oh, we don't need it.
Well, whatever he was hired to do, this will be the first thing we'll see, because he was hired to do something, either to fix Kyler or cut him loose. So we'll know what the plan, the long-term plan is for LaFleur. I get the sense he was hired to eventually get rid of him, but he can't get rid of him now. But I love it when I hear the conversation was good.
We had
what does that mean? He understood the words you said. I mean, what exactly does that mean? Did he say he understood every word I said? I understood the words he said.
Yeah,
and it was a good conversation. We made words, and both of us understood those words, and we carried on.
And at the end,
I
we
wonder
said,
what that was.
All right, then. All right.
Carry on. See you in March.
LaFleur hasn't called plays since 2022 when he was with the Jets. The Jets, by the way, hired another OC yesterday as Aaron Glenn brings in Frank Reich to be his offensive play caller. The Jets are the biggest laughing stock.
Yeah, well, the OCs of the Jets are kind of like the drummer for Spinal Tap.
They're on rotation.
The last one just turned into a pile of goo on the sidelines.
Yeah, it's just he used to exist. He doesn't anymore.
Choked on his own vomit.
But yeah, I'm not sure that Frank Reich is going to fix everything for the Jets. All right, Rob, we got one segment left. I'm afraid we can't do this all day. I know we'd like to, but we can't do it all day. So, or we've got 1 hour left of programming. So we'll come back. We'll give you a strong hour. We'll talk about what's going on in the world outside of sports. That's important too. And then in the end, we'll give our daily lines the way we always do. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Now is the best time to buy a Connecticut water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Connecticut at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. To have payment plans, call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-216-1635 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-216-1635. That's 800-216-1635. What do you have to lose? Call 800-216-1635. Again, 800-216-1635.
It's impossible to have a bad day when you started with Chick-fil-A. Hi, I'm Miles. And this is Grant. And the little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is how the fluffy, crispy goodness wakes us up in the morning. The chicken is crispy, the biscuit is soft, it's iconic. Throw some jelly on it, you can throw some honey on it. It helps me kick off the day. The hash browns are great. And I really like the shape of them too. Little circles of crispy goodness. Yeah, those early morning chicken biscuits are just great, man.
Mornings are a little bit brighter with the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit and Simply Orange Juice. Available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Got a new trouble spot, I-10, lower level northbound, right as you approach Colorado. Stall right lane has you a little slow from Commerce, just occurred. On 35 northbound, O'Connor to Judson, that's some ongoing road work, 2 right lanes blocked, and it is causing a little bit of a delay. I-10 on the frontage road, westbound Vance Jackson. That stalled 18-wheeler, still there in the right lane. On I-10, frontage road eastbound FM 1516 to 1604. That's an 18-wheeler rollover accident. And on 37 northbound at 410, that wreck now off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
In the NBA, Spurs forward Victor Wembanyama has been named Western Conference Defensive Player of the Month for January. He averaged 2.2 blocks a game, 8.2 rebounds, and the Spurs had a defensive rating of just 108.1, second in the Western Conference over that span. The Spurs get back to work tonight as they welcome Oklahoma City into the Frost Center. Tip is set for 8:30. It's going to be fun. The trade deadline is coming fast. It's Thursday. Lots of big pieces are starting to move. The Memphis Grizzlies have forwarded Jared Jackson and multiple players to the Utah Jazz for multiple players and 3 future first-round picks. Stay with San Antonio Sports Star all day long for NBA trade deadline news. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Live from San Francisco, it's the Morning Huddle. Broadcasting from AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row ahead of Sunday's game. Here's AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, 9:02 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. What? What's that, kitty? Oh, Rob's not. Where's Rob?
I don't know. He said he was going to go get something to eat or something.
Really?
Well, he said he's going upstairs.
Going upstairs?
Yeah.
That's a bold.
That's a bold move, right?
That is a bold move, man.
Only had 4 minutes.
Well, maybe.
We'll see him wander back here.
Maybe he ate too many of those Snickers bars, those frozen Snickers bars.
Yeah. No, they were actually out.
Oh, I wonder why.
Yeah, because he ate them all.
Yeah, because he ate them all. Yeah, that's my guess. But no, it's Rob will be back here any minute now, I would assume. There was a lot of college hoops last night. We mentioned Duke playing Boston College. Rob and I both thought they might blow them out, and they absolutely blew them out. 67-49, Duke got a win last night. A lot of the favorites held serve last night. UConn got a blowout win as well over Xavier, 92-60. Virginia beat Pitt by 20. St. Louis, who I'm a big fan of, 9-point win over Davidson after a slow start. St. John's held serve 68-56. And Miami of Ohio remains unbeaten with a 73-71 win over Buffalo. Now 23-0, up to number 23 in the country right now. So still making moves. And now Wednesday is typically a solid day in college hoops, and today is no exception. University of Houston gets it down to business tonight. They're taking on UCF. Michigan State, number 10 team in the country, they head to Minnesota, who's been kind of an up and down team. Minnesota's shown some fight though at Williams Arena at home. Louisville, a 17.5-point favorite against a dreadful Notre Dame team. Illinois, a 15.5-point favorite against Northwestern, another bad team. BYU, a 7.5-point road favorite at Oklahoma State. Number 6, Gonzaga, who's 22-1, up to 10-0 in WCC play. They are 21.5-point favorites at Portland, and Clemson laying 3.5 on the road at Stanford. So we'll get back into college hoops and any other stuff. We'll get into some Texas teams playing tonight. We'll talk about some of those during the Daily Lines, which is a little segment. If you're familiar with this show, you may have heard of it before. Vic, did you know that the announcement is that ICE will not be present at the Super Bowl?
Really? When did that happen?
It was announced yesterday. There will be no ICE presence at the Super Bowl. Presumably because
why would they be there to begin with?
Because it's a bunch of rich white people at the Super Bowl. I guess that's what they've decided.
There's no immigrant. If they are, they're very well off.
Yeah, I thought that was an odd announcement.
I know, right?
But I guess they thought maybe there would be people seeking autographs of Bad Bunny. I don't know.
That's right, the Bad Bunny crowd.
They were also very disappointed to learn that
Puerto Rico was
Puerto Rico. He's actually a citizen, and they're like, "Damn it, it sucks."
They're like, "When did that happen?" It's like, a while back, I guess.
Yeah, that was a big target. The Puerto Ricans, they're not sinning their best. They're sinning their worst. They're sinning the bunny. It's in the name. It's not good bunny.
It's bad.
It's the bad bunny. They're not sending the good bunnies. They're sending the bad ones. Oh, so that's the good news. Is there is no ICE presence at the Super Bowl. So breathe easy, any illegal immigrants who planned on getting Super Bowl tickets.
They're only about $10,000 a piece, probably.
$10,000 my ass. Yeah, it's way more than that. But yeah, again, that's one of those things like, oh, so you're telling me not to worry, huh? Okay, yeah, I guess everything's safe now that ICE isn't going to be at the Super Bowl.
Look who's back.
Oh, hello, Rob.
We had a slight escalator incident, but we're all okay. Everybody settle down. Everybody simmer down. We're all right.
Okay. What happened? You got up there to get snacks, and the down escalator wasn't working.
That's exactly what happened.
I knew it.
So
and turned it off for, I guess, a little brief amount of maintenance. And I was not going to take the stairs, if you know what I mean.
So what'd you do? Wait for the escalator to be fixed?
What else was I going to do?
Find an elevator?
Well, the moment I walk away, there's the moment that escalate starts.
Walk the stairs? I don't know.
Not that ain't happening. Let's be real here.
Oh, well, all right. I mean, now that we know what the priorities are, I guess.
Well, what I'm saying is we're talking about stairs, I'm sitting up on like the 10th floor trying to get down to the first.
What the hell were you doing way up there?
Well, an escalator in this building is essentially 3 stories. And I have to take 2 escalators. So the first escalator on the top of this building was the one that went out.
Gotcha.
So,
did you see that the Fanatics has had to apologize? There's been unprecedented challenges with Super Bowl 60 merchandise. Several customers have complained about the jerseys that are being sold. They said there's a massive surge in demand we saw from Patriots and Seahawks fans, and we've let them down with product availability. We own that, and we're very sorry.
I had not known that.
Fanatics, in their defense, they're saying because both teams missed the playoffs last season and then surged into Super Bowl 60, which is an incredibly rare occurrence that led to these two fan bases buying nearly 400% more jerseys since Thanksgiving versus last year. I mean, we've talked about the 60-1 and 80-1 odds, but they said even though we ordered substantially more jerseys for these teams than ever before, we've struggled to meet with the demand to keep the team color jerseys in stock, which we know is your expectation. We're bringing in more jerseys daily, offering alternative options in the meantime. Fanatics addressed concerns about the quality of the non-team color with the patches on them, selling for $160. And Fanatics can assure you that, despite some unflattering photos, these jerseys are identical to the standard Nike replica game jerseys, one of the highest consumer-rated items we carry, built on the core template that has been unchanged since Nike took over NFL jerseys in 2012.
Okay.
So
they got Malaysian 10-year-olds busily selling.
That's what I'm saying.
Sewing a bunch of jerseys.
Yeah, they're sold out of the white ones.
There's also complaints because Nike back in 2012 started pricing those jerseys at $100. Now the prices for an NFL game jersey are at $130. That's without a Super Bowl patch. But Fanatics' current price for the standard game jersey is slightly below the 2012 cost with inflation of the dollar factored in. So, but people are still complaining $130 versus $100. That's sort of business as usual in the U.S. these days. The company said if a customer is not satisfied with any jersey or other product, it can be returned for free through the Fanatics app. That includes purchases through the NFL shop or Patriots or Seahawks team stores, which are also operated by Fanatics.
I haven't been over to the experience yet to see the pro shop, as it were.
Yeah.
I know Minix has gone over. They got their stuff. I hadn't heard what the availability looked like. I'll report back on that today.
Well, I mean, just because they had kid sizes doesn't mean they're going to have your size, Rob. Well, Minix didn't get an adult, adult costume. He got the Pee-wee sized,
Yeah, I need extra large. Remember that, Rob?
Yeah, Vic needs extra large.
Men's extra large.
Is that for your the guy you're going to kiss for $2 million?
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Come on. Dress him up like Sam Darnold.
Now for an 8-ball and $2 million.
$8 ball and $2 million. That's what I need.
I won't do it. No.
But yeah,
he thinks you protest too much.
I think so too. I think Vic, just own it, man. No one's here to judge you. No one's here to judge you.
No, show me the money.
And finally, we've been talking a lot about the coaching hires today. John Harbaugh got his offensive coordinator, Matt Nagy, the OC now that he's bringing into the Giants. This is a guy who was a Bears head coach and a longtime assistant for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I tend to think Matt Nagy's a pretty good offensive coordinator, and not a great head coach. I think we've seen that. So this feels like this is I actually think this is a pretty good hire for John Harbaugh.
Yeah, I mean, continuity for sure. I don't expect Harbaugh to endorse any kind of explosive. We're chasing 125 snaps, and we're going to throw the ball 45 times a game or 60%. That's not what Harbaugh's chasing. He wants to win in the trenches, and that's what Nagy does.
Yep. I also have one college football story I wanted to hit on today. The Athletic did a ranking of the transfer portal rankings, like who's done the best and worst in the transfer portals. And a lot of Texas flavor doing well in the transfer portal. The the number one team in the transfer portal, which it didn't start out this way. It's kind of taken a slow burn, but is now LSU. LSU, the way the Athletic words this is they do scholarships, players added and lost. So they went 39 to 34, lost 34, scholarship players added 39, career snaps added. They added 23,616, subtracted 14,500.
That's a new stat.
Yeah, it is a new stat. But they're number one. Indiana's number two. Their big prize being Josh Hoover, the quarterback from TCU. Number three is Texas.
A big wide receiver they picked up.
Yeah, Cam Coleman from Auburn was the top non-quarterback available in the portal. Hollywood Smothers and Raleek Brown, running backs from NC State and Arizona State, both ranked pretty highly. Texas Tech, fourth on the list. I guess when you've got that kind of money, it makes it easy to get there.
They were number one last year.
Brendan Sorsby, their big get. Miami is number 5 now that they got Darian Minsa. I saw a lot of people predicting Miami to win the title now with Darian Minsa. And I'm like, did you guys watch Duke football this year? But
yeah. Hope Springs Eternal. We'll see.
And number 6, Texas A&M. So 3 of the top 6 come from Texas. A&M's big ad is the Alabama wide receiver, Isaiah Horton. It does feel like Texas, and a lot of it is, I mean, those are 3 schools with apparently
money.
Yeah, bottomless pockets. But all 3 of them being in the top 6, I don't think is by accident. I think that, I mean, obviously Texas is a football crazed state, but I think that it's turning into a sort of a destination for a lot of these guys, especially, I see the guys transferring from, Northwestern, the edge rusher from Northwestern that's transferring into Texas A&M. If you've been at Northwestern for a while and the money's even close, wouldn't you rather come to Texas?
Gone.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'll see you.
It's funny because Indiana and Tech are going to have to thrive consistently because they're all in on the portal. A&M and Texas still rely probably 60% on freshmen turning to sophomores, turning to juniors.
Yeah.
There's still the idea, get here early, we're still going to pay you and don't leave. Where, I expect Texas and A&M and other SEC schools to always be in the top 10, but it's not going to be primary for their absolute success. Where if Tech has a bad NIL year or Indiana has a bad NIL year, they don't have the foundation.
In the water.
They just utterly collapse.
Yeah. One thing of note, a team that was a lot lower on this list than you might expect. Number 12 is where Ohio State lands on this list. So maybe it's getting more difficult. And they actually had a lot of players going out. A couple of them going to Notre Dame, one going to Kentucky, one going to their quarterback going to Louisville. So they actually were not nearly as good in the transfer portal as they have been in the last couple of years. So maybe something to keep an eye on for them.
That'll show up in about 6 months.
Exactly. All right, Rob, let's when we come back, we'll see what's going on in the world outside of sports. It is the Morning Huddle, halfway live from Radio Row in San Francisco on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let me tell you about Underdog Fantasy, guys. The big game, it's almost here, and you want to get on that action. Where do you do it? At Underdog, of course. And if you're not on Underdog yet, good news. Great time to join. New customers get $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you make your first $5 entry, and it's so easy to play. Head to the app, make your picks on if a player is going to go higher or lower on their stats, rushing yards, receiving yards, touchdowns, whatever it is. If you get them right, you can go up to 5,000 times your cash. I talked about how I'm going higher on Drake May's rushing yards. I'm going to go lower on Ramondre Stevenson's rushing yards. I think we could see a little bit of Travion Henderson, and it's very difficult for running backs to find any traction against this Seahawks defense anyway. Guys, what are you waiting for? Download the app today. Use that promo code ALAMO. You'll get $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code ALAMO. Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Our AA Best Bail Bonds radio row coverage live from San Francisco is brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. More behind the scenes access is coming up next on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Just cleared one of our trouble spots. That accident 281 southbound at Bitters is cleared. Got a new trouble spot at I-10 westbound at Medical. Disabled vehicle off to the shoulder. On I-10 frontage road westbound Vance Jackson, that's a stalled 18-wheeler right lane. Again, this is on the frontage road. Your main lanes are getting by. And it's a closure on Judson Road between Stall Road and 1604. Accident investigation underway. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the big game in Silicon Valley, and the only local station bringing you exclusive wall-to-wall coverage from the Bay Area. All brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. We're live from Radio Row with insider interviews, breaking stories, and all the pregame excitement leading up to the superb hour. From the biggest names in sports to behind-the-scenes access, we've got it all. Your AA Best Bail Bonds Radio Row coverage is brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Your front row seat to the backstage action. Live from the Bay Area is 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's new Luxe Value menu has 10 indulgencies for $3 or less. From the opulent new mini taco salad to the decadent beefy potato loaded griller. That much Luxe could have you expecting a maitre d' at the drive-thru. At participating Taco Bells, while supplies last. Price and participation vary. Tax extra.
Centergenics and Low T Center are extending their New Year's promos to give you the new start you need. If you've been feeling exhausted or have lost your sex drive, book a free T test at Centergenics and Low T Center. No risk, no commitments, just answers. Pick up discounted peptides and GLP-1s. These clinics have the highest quality testosterone covered by insurance and tailored to your body. This deal won't last forever, so head to lowtcenter.com or centergenics.com and book your free TRT appointment today.
Summer or winter Texas weather doesn't do anything halfway, and neither should your roofer. You need a local roofer you can trust. That is Stevens Roofing. You know, Texas roofs are not designed for freezing weather. When ice and snow melt, water seeps into the little cracks, then refreezes, creating bigger cracks. That means leaks or maybe worse. Don't wait to see what damage has occurred. Call Stevens Roofing today for a free inspection. 210-785-0994. That's 210-785-0994. For Stevens Roofing.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with their award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
It's 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars $50K Big Game Giveaway. Predict the exact score of the big game in Santa Clara, California, and you could score $50,000. Make your predictions now at sasportstar.com. The $50K Big Game Giveaway, brought to you by Dietz Tractor. Score big with Dietz Tractor in Seguin and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Our AA Best Bail Bonds radio row coverage live from San Francisco is brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being with us, Rob.
I can try to make most of the breaks.
Yeah,
all right.
Okay, that's good.
Most of them.
I mean, you can't promise that you'll be
I'm heading toward like 99% of them. I mean, I'm above average.
Did you see we made some national news here in Texas when a grown man, a 45-year-old man up in Kyle, Texas, right up the road just south of Austin, went to a protest and got into a physical altercation with a bunch of high school kids and got his ass beat. He's now been arrested. So my question is, what's worse, getting arrested or getting your ass kicked by a bunch of high school boys and girls?
Well, the girls isn't good. What was the protest?
Well, it was
anti-ice.
Yeah. And he showed up in a MAGA hat and all hell broke loose. And it led to him getting led to him getting out of the car, approaching these students, and taking an ass whooping.
You know, sometimes justice is meted out a lot of different ways. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
I think I'd have a hard time, showing up at jail and, being like, oh, are you the guy who got beat up by the high school girls, huh?
By that 13-year-old girl over there holding the lunchbox?
That's what you're telling me. Would it surprise you to know that the son of former Libyan king bad guy Muammar Gaddafi, would it surprise you to know that his son is still alive and kicking in Libya? Would that surprise you at all? Actually,
no, but because I figure he probably got about 40 kids running around.
He's no longer alive.
He's been unalived.
He got unalived yesterday. A Libyan news outlet saying that armed men killed the younger Gaddafi in his home They said 4 masked men stormed his house, killed him in a cowardly and treacherous assassination. Which, listen, most killings that go on in Libya are done by masked men who just, you don't expect to kill you, but they just do. I think you should kind of always expect to be killed there. He is the second. He was the heir apparent. So he was Western educated, well spoken, and was a progressive face to the government that his father ran. And he had talks on Libya abandoning the weapons of mass destruction. He negotiated compensation for the families of those killed in the Pan Am flight back in the 1980s. So he'd been involved in a lot of this stuff. He is championing himself as a reformer, calling for a constitution and respect for human rights. And his dissertation dealt with the role of civil society in reforming global governance. But then
where did he get his dissertation? So he's got his doctorate someplace.
The London School of Economics.
Oh my goodness.
But when the rebellion broke out against Gaddafi's rule back in 2011, he decided against all of that stuff and went with the family and called everybody rats. And he was down with murdering civilians, and that kind of sullies your reputation once dad's out of office or dead.
It's hard to be successful when your last name is Gaddafi. I mean,
it is.
There's a couple last names out there that if your last name's Hitler, it's going to be really hard to get a job. Gaddafi,
you can't
right there.
You can't be surprised when people break into your house and murder you, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, your last name is Putin. It's going to be hard to get a gig.
Exactly.
You're going to have to change your name.
Yes. There's some names in the Epstein files that aren't thrilled about it, including Sarah Ferguson, who is the former Duchess of York. The charity that she founded is now shutting down. Sarah's Trust, which focused on improving the lives of women and children, said it will close for the foreseeable future following the revelations in the latest documents released by the U.S. Department of Justice. She's the ex-wife of Prince Andrew, former Prince Andrew, who is no longer royalty. Our chair, Sarah Ferguson, and the board of trustees have agreed that with regret, the charity will shortly close for the foreseeable future. This has been under discussion and in train for some months. Emails released on Friday revealed that Ferguson remained in contact with Epstein long after his 2008 conviction for soliciting prostitution from an underage girl, where she referred to him as a legend and the brother she had always wished for. So,
oh my gosh.
Typically, if you are a woman who is running a charity to help underserved women and children and improve their lives, it's always a bad look when you are
really down with rapists and pedophiles.
Yeah,
yes.
that's
doesn't help.
That's not the best association.
Back in the day, but this is way back when Princess Di, the People's Princess, was still around. She was the partier. Andrew's wife, she was the wild one.
Was she really?
Yeah.
Like wilder than Princess Di?
No, Di was kind of roped into the loveless marriage. We felt sorry for her.
Sarah Ferguson.
But Sarah Ferguson was the partier. She was the one that was seen out drinking and dealing with stuff because everybody knew that her husband was kind of a fool.
All right. Well, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. She was the wild one.
Well, I listen. Apparently that she held on to that for some time. She decided that she was going to remain wild, and that's why that was the brother. She
married the wrong one, man.
Yeah.
She got the spare of the crew.
Yes.
I mean, she could have married the heir to the throne, or the or the king himself, and no.
The other guy who is dealing with the fallout of being highly mentioned in the Epstein files is magician David Copperfield.
Wow. What a weird list this is, man.
I'm
David Copperfield.
Just throwing this out there. I'm not a magician, so I don't know what all wizard powers they have. But I went to David Copperfield's show in Vegas, and I saw him he levitated a car. I saw this. Now, anyone who can do that, and
you don't need help.
I also saw him like vanish off the stage and show up in the crowd right next to me, and then vanish again and show back up on the stage. Now,
that was the shrooms.
If you can do those magical things, I would maybe find a way to make the Epstein files disappear.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so far so good. He has
poof yourself out, and then
take yourself out of the pictures.
Make those
all he
files
can muster
levitate straight over to the shredder, and voila.
He can't do that,
Gone.
but he can master the black line.
Yeah,
he's like the master of the redaction. He just missed a line.
He is strong in that, but it does say there was a strong connection between David Copperfield and Jeffrey Epstein. Both shared a predilection for minors.
Oh my gosh! Well, wasn't Copperfield? Didn't he get Claudia Schiffer?
Yeah. Also,
dude,
terrible magic show. Like if you go see a show, there's a lot of good shows in Vegas. That is not one of them.
Well, what? Not like Chris Angel Mind F.
You know what? It's better. Chris Angel's better than David Copperfield's show. David Copperfield's show is just not good. It's bad, quite frankly.
Well, now I know why.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He's got other things.
Messing around with little girls.
And I found a list of the 5 worst Super Bowl halftime shows ranked.
All right.
This is interesting because number 5 is a Super Bowl I was in attendance for, and it was up at Jerry World.
It was the ice one.
The Steelers and Packers Super Bowl, and the Black Eyed Peas were the halftime act.
Terrible.
And
I remember that.
I was sitting in the crowd, and I was like, "This is maybe the worst performance I've ever heard." Now,
it was.
And then I talked to people on Monday, and they were like, "Oh, it sounded a lot better on television." So but this story says that the show was basically a disaster. The set was plagued by audio issues. Fergie's mic wasn't turned on for her first solo line.
For good reason.
Will.i.am apparently just didn't even care. But it was just a dreadful performance. And they had LED light suits on with a bunch of dancers behind them that you couldn't even tell that they were wearing LED light suits because all the dancers behind them were lit up too. So it was just a disastrous thing. Number 4 was in 1997. The Blues Brothers played halftime. John Belushi and.
Oh, come on!
Oh, what a terrible idea!
I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know.
I don't remember
it. So apparently there was a new movie coming out, Blues Brothers 2000.
Yeah.
So Dan Aykroyd and John Goodman came out to do it, and Jim Belushi, I guess, was part of it, trying to keep his brother's legacy going. It just apparently was a giant failure. Number 3, and I have a hard time wondering why this one made the list, because we all saw Janet Jackson's boobie, but that's number 3. Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake in 2004. Was that do you remember that? Do you remember?
I don't remember it being terrible.
I don't remember it for anything other than.
Wasn't it in Houston?
A boobie. Yeah, it was in Houston. That was it was the Panthers and Patriots Super Bowl. If I'm not mistaken.
I was there. The problem is, if you were there, you didn't see the nipple. It's too far away.
Yes, that is true.
It was much better on TV.
Well, the internet is where you really got the best of that nipple.
Yeah, that's true.
But
04, we didn't have much of an internet.
Number 2, we've got the Disney halftime shows. 91, 95, and 2000 were 91 had the New Kids on the Block.
Oh,
that was awful.
The 1995 was an Indiana Jones themed Tony Bennett and Patti LaBelle halftime show. And then 1995 was Phil Collins, Christina Aguilera, and Enrique Iglesias doing the Tarzan songs.
What a random grouping of talent.
Yeah. And number 1 from 2019.
Oh, that's Maroon 5.
That's Adam Levine's nipple. That's
that
was.
I was there.
Were you? Yeah, that
was the one in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, it says. Let's be clear. Travis Scott was not good here. His digitally untouched screeching may even make you look at his catalog differently. But it says Maroon because he didn't have auto tune on. And Maroon 5 were the headliners, and they said from the jump it was clear that Adam Levine had no idea what to do with his body. He cycled through a range of 8th grader at his first formal moves, including a hilarious little arm swing number in the middle of Big Boy's set, and insisted on over ad-libbing his own song so aggressively that nearly every note ended worse than on the album version. And then he did the nipple reveal, which I didn't fully understand why he did that. It was for
you.
Well, maybe it was for Vic.
It was for you. You're the one who always wants to see the nipples.
I know. No. His nipples were fine. It was just a weird time to break them out, I think, is all I'm saying.
Is there ever a good time, really?
For $2 million, Vic.
Nope.
I know, Vic. Lean into it.
Not even Adam Levine.
Lean into it.
Who's handsome and
nope.
He's lady-sized?
Nothing.
What if he met you halfway?
Nope. Nothing.
Nope. Huh?
All right.
I am 100% straight.
What? That's not the question.
Enjoy it. This is business.
That's not the question. We're not asking if you would enjoy it.
Yeah, don't have fun with this.
Nope.
That'd be weird.
I won't enjoy it, and I won't do it at all. Nothing.
I think if we put $2 million in front of Vic, he'd change his tune. You know how many scratchers he could buy with that?
Oh, yeah, I could buy a lot, but I still won't do it.
We'll see. Rob, bring in $2 million next week. Let's see what Vic does.
I'm doing my best. I'll see if I can find somebody out here.
All right. Let's
I'll be cruising the Castro all day.
Yeah. Put everything on Sam Darnold to win the Super Bowl. That's all. It's as easy as that.
There you go.
All right, we've got one segment left. Let's take a break. We'll come back, take a look at the daily lines. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Our AA Best Bail Bonds radio coverage live from San Francisco is brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. More wall-to-wall coverage leading up to Sunday's big game continues next on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. Round up your foursome, your work crew, your weekend golf buddies, even the ladies, and get ready for a fun, laid-back day at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, March 30th. Lock in a team for just $500 for a foursome, or jump in solo for $150 per player and spend the day talking trash, crushing drives, and laughing your way around the course. This isn't a stuffy golf club tournament. It's golf the way it should be. The Spring Golf Classic benefits feeding animals at no-kill shelters across Texas, so you're having a great time for a great cause. Presented by Flight by Yingling and sponsored by Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, and Ancira.com. And when the last putt drops, the day is just getting started. Join us for the after party at the 90 Proof Bar at Lucky Ranch Road and Highway 90. Cold drinks, great food, and all the post-round storytelling you can handle. So pick your team, claim your spot, and tee up with San Antonio's Sports Star. Sign up your foursome now at sasportstar.com.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law Fights.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Rusty. If you're tired of pain slowing you down from a recent injury or something that's been nagging you for years, we can help. At Arasti, we've earned the trust of over 8,000 physicians by delivering fast, lasting pain relief without painkillers or surgery. Our hands-on approach targets the root cause of pain, and most patients see results in just one visit. No referral needed, and it's covered by most insurance plans. So don't wait. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
It's the biggest game in football, and it's right around the corner. You can get in on all the action with Underdog right now in Texas. Not on Underdog yet? Well, you're in luck. New customers score $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you make your first $5 fantasy entry. Jason Minix here from the Blitz. I love playing on Underdog. It's easy. All you have to do is choose higher or lower on predicted stats. Get them right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. Plus, there's new promos dropping daily in the app. So if you like making picks and winning money, then Underdog is the best place to be for the big game. What are you waiting for? Download the app today and use promo code STAR to score $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you play your first $5 on fantasy. Promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Progressive knows there's so many great things about being a sports fan. Like scoring the company box seats. How great is that? Trick plays that actually work. Prevent defense when your team is winning by a lot. And even more preventative prevent defense as they're hanging on by a thread. And of course, saving money when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's pretty great. Just like trick plays that actually work.
Yeah, but how often does that happen?
Complaining about sports. Not so great. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite award show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Hey, football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player in the big game to score the first touchdown, but his teammate scores instead. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the big game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. This promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Ontario, Pennsylvania, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements, rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
The Baltimore Ravens have just hired an offensive coordinator. It is Bears offensive coordinator, Declan Doyle, however you want to say it.
Is it Declan?
Declan, maybe. Could be. It's spelled Declan.
Declan.
It's Declan. Declan.
Let's go with Declan.
All right, we'll go with Declan. He's a white guy. I don't know. I'm just saying. I digress, obviously.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Our AA Best Bail Bonds radio row coverage live from San Francisco is brought to you in part by Smoky Mo's Barbecue and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds.
How's your purple life?
Hey, guys. Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco is set. For those who don't know, the Patriots will take on the Seahawks on February 8th, and you can catch that right here on your home for Super Bowl 60, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It starts at 11 a.m. with pregame festivities, kickoff set for 5:30, and the Playoffs are brought to you by the Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. And, of course, we're out there at Radio Row in the Bay Area, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and Smoky Mo's Barbecue Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, bringing you that. I saw your video, Rob, of the house. I saw the bathtub of death.
Oh, yeah, that was treacherous. Hey, I'm getting some news. I'm getting some breaking news that we might be the first to.
Oh, well, do tell.
There's a good friend of mine, Chris Visser, who is a well-known kind of guy in the sports world, just walked up and he said, Roger Craig's going to get into the Hall of Fame.
Well,
they just knocked on his door.
Well, that's
so you heard
cool.
it from here first. Yeah, that's good news for a guy that kind of changed the game back there in the 80s.
Yep, he was one of the guys on the list that Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft were not selected from. So
yeah, he's the one who did it. Christian Bove, good friend of the show, just walking by as well. So Kraft's getting in. So I think we're going to start. We've been hearing who wasn't getting in. Now we're going to start. Who's in?
Oh, yeah. So when's the awards thing? Is that tomorrow or Friday?
I think that's tomorrow night, Thursday night. Yeah. Or is it? No, wait a minute. It might be Friday. So I think everybody's finding out today and tomorrow.
I would think it'd be Thursday because they would want people talking about it on Friday. And,
I think so. So maybe it is tomorrow night, but news coming fast.
Yeah. We're going to find out who the MVP is, which is still a bit of a mystery.
I think there's a Mr. Stafford landing someplace.
Do you think so? Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I still hear people say like, well, there's still a good chance that it could be Drake May, and who knows at this point? And they've all the markets have taken it off, so you can't wager on it anymore anyway. But yeah, I think we're gonna find out it's one of those guys, obviously in the very near future. What do you think the odds are at DraftKings right now for Fernando Mendoza to be the number one pick?
Oh my gosh. Plus whatever. What's the max you can get?
He is minus 8,000.
Minus 8,000. Yeah. It's a poor God. They're going to get an offensive coordinator in Vegas. There's a reason why it'll be Fernando.
Yeah. I also wanted to play a little game with you on the daily lines today. I'm going to say the name of a team, and I want you to tell me if they've got better or worse odds. So better chance or worse chance to win the Super Bowl next year than the Dallas Cowboys. Are you ready?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's start with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Worse.
The Steelers have worse or the Cowboys have worse?
The Cowboys have a worse chance.
That is incorrect.
Oh, wow. The McCarthy effect in play. All right.
Cowboys have a better chance than the Steelers. What about the Minnesota Vikings?
The Cowboys have a better chance than the Vikings.
Correct.
Okay.
Let's do this one. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The Tampa has a better chance.
No. Cowboys better chance.
Wow.
According to the
odds.
odds.
All right. Jerry's got them sold. Moving on. All right.
Here we go. The Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, yeah. The Bengals have a better chance.
The Bengals do have a better chance.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
What about the Indianapolis Colts?
Well, I'm going to say worse.
The Colts have a worse chance?
Yeah, worse chance.
Correct again. Look at you. You're making a run here. What about the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Oh, better chance. They have a better chance than the Cowboys.
They do. What about the Washington Commanders?
Oh, the Cowboys have a better chance.
Okay, I think you've got it about one. I'll give you one more, so we'll lock down where it is. The Chicago Bears.
Oh, I would say the Cowboys have a better chance than the Bears.
Bears are better than the Cowboys. So
I was just going maybe an easier division considering what they're going through.
Cowboys odds right now are 35-1. So that leaves 13 teams. They are 19th out of 32. So 13 teams with longer odds than them.
Do you think that was done with the premise that Pickens is going to be there or not be there?
I think that's still TBD.
Okay,
he was throwing up money signs at the Pro Bowl. Apparently, I didn't see it, but apparently he was. But yeah, I think there's still a lot of thought that he might not be. Although the Cowboys could franchise him and just end all discussions.
That's my thought.
There are two teams with the longest odds next year. If you bet, it's 20,000 plus 20,000. So you bet $100, you win 20,000 if you get it right. Who do you think those two teams with the longest odds are?
I'm looking at Tennessee and New Orleans.
The Raiders.
It's Miami. And Arizona.
Wow.
Your two longest shots. Yeah. Tennessee actually 10 plus 10,000. Saints plus 10,000. Raiders plus 15,000.
The Raiders, I was just thinking, the Fernando effect, because he wins everywhere he goes.
And you've got co-favorites next year, two teams at plus 950. Who do you think?
One of them is probably here. I will go with Seattle.
Seattle is correct.
And the other would be Buffalo.
Buffalo's third, right behind Seattle and the LA Rams.
The Rams.
Plus
Okay.
950. Bills 11-1. Eagles, Patriots, and Ravens all 13-1. Packers and Lions are 14-1. And the Chiefs on the comeback trail, 15-1. All right. Elsewhere in sports, the Super Bowl odds have remained unchanged. The games in the NBA tonight, the Knicks 6.5-point favorites over the Nuggets. Timberwolves laying 2.5 at the Raptors. The Rockets laying 4.5 hosting the Celtics. That's a big game tonight. Kind of overshadowed by what's going on here, but it's a low-key good game. Pelicans are at the Bucks. Pelicans minus 5.5. The Oklahoma City Thunder 1.5-point favorites at San Antonio should be the game of the night. Total in that one's 222.5. The Grizzlies are at Sacramento. Sacramento a 1.5-point favorite, and the Cleveland Cavaliers at the LA Clippers. What are the odds? The day after they make a trade, they're going to play each other.
That was handy.
Cleveland a 2.5-point favorite. Yeah, it saves on airfare, I think. Is
they don't have to, in case they fail the physical, they can just walk across the gym.
Yes, that's the big goal. Just save. Let the other team fly that guy home. On the hardwood tonight in college, Houston a 16.5-point favorite over UCF. Sparty laying 8.5 at Minnesota. Minnesota's not good, but they've been tough at home. That might be a good place to buy Minnesota. Yeah. Louisville laying 17.5 hosting Notre Dame. Illinois 15.5-point favorites over Northwestern. BYU laying 7.5 at Oklahoma State. Gonzaga laying 22.5 at Portland, and Clemson Tigers, they are 3.5-point favorites at Stanford. Stanford's upset a couple teams already who have had to make that long road trip.
Yeah,
so
but you have to cross two time
zones.
To have that happen to you.
Exactly. All right, Rob, that does it for us. We've only got 2 episodes left before the Super Bowl. We'll try and make the most of it. Thanks to Akbar Gbajabiamila and of course to our friend Ross Tucker for joining us. We'll have more guests for you live from Radio Row tomorrow. The Blitz comes up at 2. They've got guests live from Radio Row, including CeeDee Lamb and Ryan Flournoy today. A couple Cowboys receivers going to be on the Blitz today, so check them out at 2:00. All right, everyone, you guys stay safe out there. And Rob, most importantly, do not poop on the sidewalk. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM.